Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Joey Strange. I'm a 40 and a half in at this point. And you're listening to the Don't Make This Weird podcast, live from a basement in Michigan. Here with me, as always, Heather and Tony.
Hey.
What's up?
Our special guest today, Jesse, Brad, and Russ from Cura.
Yo.
What's up, dudes?
That was Charmander from you guys.
A little bit.
Maybe. Possibly.
The ins and outs.
I hear the drummer's got a big drum set.
Well, you know what they say about big drum sets, right?
He's got big downstairs.
Yeah, of course. He's got big feet.
He's got to have a big downstairs.
11 and a half.
Oh, boy.
So go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you do in the band.
I'm Jesse, and I do vocals.
I'm Brad, and I play guitar.
And I'm Russ. I'm good at playing the drums and loving your mom.
He's stealing your thing, man.
You're darn too. Hey, bud.
So you guys are formerly of A Line of Confidence,
That is correct.
one of my favorite metal bands of all time.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you.
Just kidding. No.
See, I've seen you guys play before.
That's fair.
They
I've
put on
seen
a
you
hell of a
guys
show.
play like a million times. So
Yeah, we played a lot of shows. We were together for what, like 3 years
Yeah.
before we.
seems like
Cool.
longer.
It
Yeah.
seemed like 3 years.
But when you do
Was
that many
longer.
shows, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we kind of just came right out swinging. You know, when I joined the band, we were just playing shows and never quit until you're over, you know?
Right on.
That's the one time I can say that Craigslist actually came through. We found him on Craigslist.
That's how you found them.
That's
how
how
we
we
found
found. I don't know if I could touch that. I don't know.
It's very sensitive, so I would recommend not touching it. But
Whatever you
Oh,
asked
wow.
for.
do whatever you want. Just throw it up against the wall.
We got
No.
some ointment for it if it gets infected.
Okay.
Oh, that was very weird.
But if you get infected, we're not liable for.
All right, that's fine. I think I have health insurance. Should be okay.
I think.
I
Yeah,
hope
we're
so.
not paying for your therapy, so just putting that out there.
Get like Trump care.
Yeah, okay.
Is that what it's called now? Oh, okay. All right. I was just like, what am I missing? Like, I don't pay attention. Do
Trump
not.
cares.
Oh, it's
So,
debatable.
But yeah, they found me on Craigslist, or I found them, I guess.
One or the other.
Classifieds.
Yeah.
And the
Personal.
men
Personal-
seeking men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what it was. You figured
Two guys
we're
looking for a
men.
third to get sweaty in a garage.
Actually, a
It
basement.
was amazing. Yeah,
My
we
bad.
like Russ and I have been playing together for a long time before that. Russ and I were in my first band together, and then we were just getting something together, and I threw an ad up on Craigslist real quick, and Jesse replied, and
I was out of like playing music for like 2 years, and I never thought about doing it, you know, again. And just happened to look at the musicians wanted, and I seen one. I was like, you know what, I'll check it out. And I go down and meet these guys in this basement. I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. I remember he sent me some tracks. He's like, hey, learn these, write some vocals to these. And I'm like, all right. So what is it, like Solidifish and like all these crazy names. And I listened to them. I'm like, there's no way in hell I can write to this right now. I'm like, I'm just gonna go and wing it. So I just went there and just did some improv.
I think the funniest part of this whole story is like instantly right away everyone was like, yes, Jesse, like this is gonna be awesome, except me. I was the one that was like, hold on guys, let's wait a minute, maybe we should try some other people out. Like we don't really know this guy, we don't know if it's all gonna work out, let's not commit. And then we had a show booked for like a month later, so we're like, all right, screw it, he's in. We need to get this together.
How did you know this?
Who booked that one?
Jeez, who did?
That sounds like some shit I would pull.
I think it was Zach. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was,
I don't book anything. I'm the drummer. I just
Yeah.
play drums,
he just
and
plays drums.
I show up to my own house because that's where the drums have to be normally.
Yeah, they call me and they're like, hey, why don't you come back and like we'll do another practice, you know, and see how it works. So I come back, we practice, and they're like, oh, by the way, you're in. And we have a show in like a month. So
that's the worst. That's the worst. But I'm
No
the guy,
pressure.
I'm the guy that usually does that to the band. It's like, yeah, we got a gig in a month, so we got like 20 songs to learn. Like,
so the videos,
no big deal.
The videos that we have up on YouTube are like from that first show. And like when we were like later on, you know, in the band's life, you know, people are like, oh, I saw your video on YouTube. And I'm like, oh my God, those are still up. Those are still out
There's
there.
nothing wrong with those videos.
Oh, they're bad.
Every single time I'm sitting on the front porch all drunk, I'm just watching those
All
videos. I'm
drunk.
like, yep, old videos.
That's that sounds like me too. Just getting drunk, watching old, like, just feeling nostalgic.
reminiscing.
Like, man, I used to be someone.
The good old days.
That was 3 years ago, man. It was so cool. Why can't it be 3 years ago?
You know, 3 years ago.
It's so 2015.
Yeah, nostalgia's overrated.
Going even deeper in nostalgia, go back to 2002.
It's even worse when you're like like almost every band you've been in is a pop punk band. So like you go back and listen to those old songs and they're all like super whiny and depressing. And so you're just like nostalgic over this depressing ass bullshit. Like, like fuck.
How's that pop punk though? Because all pop punks are like boo da blah doo da blah doo da. It's all happy and everything.
Kind of wish we had a
That
camera.
sounded like some fucking sounded like some backwoods banjo fucking music.
I think we're onto something.
No, but it's all songs about I'm gonna leave this town, and then I listen. I'm like, I never left.
I'm still
The
here.
irony.
I'm still here.
In this basement.
It's been 5 years.
I've been waiting to leave since I was 17, and that was 21 years ago.
See, I left. I came back. I left again. Came
Dude, I don't want
back.
King
Left.
Cobra coming out my nose. That's gonna be some rough shit.
I left for Auburn, and then I left for Linwood, and still came back.
Is it worse when you go, when you come back, and you go and you come back, or
Oh,
God,
or
it's
just
horrible.
staying and just
Especially
being
when
like,
you
I don't
move
know
to
what's out
places
there.
like Las
Leaving and coming
Vegas.
back.
this town is like it just sucks me back in, man. I was in Florida for like a few months.
Vacation?
No, I was living there.
Basically.
Yeah.
It was like 3 months, and then like I went out to have a cup of coffee on my back porch, and I saw a fucking alligator, like a 10-foot alligator, just chilling in my backyard, and I'm like,
Going back to
I'm
Michigan.
ready to go home.
Really, you didn't jump on the back of it and try to wrestle it?
Fuck no, dude.
Why not? Just grab on that sucker. They only got pinch power. You hold
Wait a
the
minute,
jaws
you were
open,
just
they can't
drinking
do it.
coffee. That's why. I think.
Yeah, if I had a King Cobra,
Right.
probably.
You probably went for
But
it.
this would be a different story. I'd be like, yeah, so how I lost my hand was
Poor Chubbs.
Well, I mean, it seems like you just need to move somewhere
It's
you
all
really
in
like
lips.
and write a pop punk song about never leaving that town.
or just about leaving.
Or
that
about
town.
leaving that town.
Yeah.
And then you'll be there.
Yeah.
We kind of have that song, and you hate it.
Oh, what song? Oh,
The pop
God. Yeah.
You hate it. It's an awesome song.
No, it depends who you are.
Everybody thinks it's awesome, but you.
And by everybody, it's like me and
You
Russ.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just you three?
Yeah.
For right
Yeah,
now.
currently.
I have a tambourine too.
I play
Yeah, so we
tambourine.
have
He
multiple
plays the
parts.
hell out of that tambourine. He's
So
so
do I.
good at it.
So do I.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's
man.
mine.
It's actually a red
Can we get a
version of mine.
demonstration?
I'll let you play my tambourine.
Oh,
tambourine
it's all you.
Sure,
You
sure.
spoke.
Play that tambourine, bud.
You spoke.
Man, it's hard to do this without Russ, you know.
God, dude.
Does that work?
And there we have it.
Go, 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 go.
I think I need to take lessons from you.
The song tambourine of our generation.
Are
That's
there any
copyright.
famous tambourine players? Like, that are
Me?
known for just
Joan Baez.
that are known for like just the tambourine. Like,
I don't think so.
Didn't Donnie Marie have somebody? Or was it famous tambourine player?
If
or
they did,
something?
we would know
I
about
don't
it.
know.
I think.
I mean,
I feel like if they were really famous, like you could name them right now.
the Partridge Family.
Yeah, but how jealous can you be as someone who made a living off of someone that famous just playing the tambourine for them?
That's pretty sweet. That's a
Like-
good life.
More money
Yeah.
than we'll ever see.
It's like, yeah.
Let's ride a bus
Sorry,
and
you
do
can-
acid, baby.
You can write a pop-up song about that if you want.
About never being as famous as the tambourine player from
Donnie
Donnie
Marie.
Marie. I don't even know where to start. That's so
With the
obscure.
tambourine, duh.
That's obscure for so many reasons. That's way before my time, first of all.
So needs to be like a behind the music thing. What happened to the tambourine player from Donnie Marie? Yeah, got strung out, went to rehab, got
I just want to be a
hooked on meth again.
sold his tambourine to the pawn shop.
I just want to be a world-class triangle player.
There you go.
I feel like that's where the money.
Did Donnie and Marie have a tambourine player?
Are you fucking with me? You fucking lie to me? Do your job over there, man. It's anarchy.
So my dad's tuning in. He says hello.
What's up, pops?
What's up?
What's up?
So be nice to me and don't say bad things that he doesn't
Fuck
even
off.
know about.
Oh well, in that case,
I just met you today. I can't say any bad things.
yeah, you can.
Just not about me, because my dad's listening. I don't want to know.
I
that
just
stuff.
met you today, and I already fucking hate you.
I hate your existence, also.
That makes two.
Can you feel the love?
Lisa says hi.
What's up?
So, she was dancing at the 80s party. It was pretty funny. Out on the sidewalk, getting people to come in.
Right on.
That
hate
was a
my
random
headphones.
fact. What?
I do too.
Don't mess with that, because now you're messing mine up.
So, oh yeah, how,
You're
did
gonna
we
get
talk?
fired.
When did that happen? That was last
Last
Friday. So we haven't talked about that.
Last
yet.
Friday.
Yeah.
It went pretty good.
That's good.
Made some money for the
I
Relay
wasn't
for
there.
Life.
I was at work.
And Sweet Tooth
Adult
Bakery.
shit.
Yes.
I was there in spirit.
Lisa
Yeah.
says somebody needs to play the kazoo.
Do we have a kazoo?
We do not have.
Why don't we have a kazoo?
One of the ones with
Fuck.
bubbles.
Kazoos.
We have a recorder.
We do have a recorder.
Yeah.
With
Not
you?
here.
Not with us.
No.
Fuck.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
It's got a chip in it anyways. Like it has a manufacturer's defect, so you can't play
You can play.
properly on
You
it.
can play.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
I mean, you can go. It sounds really cool, but if you try to play a single note, it's all like.
So basically, Tony when he tries to sing.
yeah,
Yes.
maybe.
She said kazoo.
I'm not even that good, dude.
Tony's-
Come on, seriously.
I was in the church choir.
You look like it.
Do I look like I went to Catholic schools? Because I did. Till sophomore year of high school. In what is that? 1996.
So guys,
Oh,
serious
Jesus.
question. When's your first show?
Ooh.
In a month?
June
July
6th?
7th.
No, June 6th, isn't it?
No.
No, it's
July what?
definitely July
I thought there was
7th.
one at the Hamilton Street Pub that we're playing.
That is.
That's July
also
7th.
in July.
Oh.
See, remember how he said he doesn't book shows?
Yeah.
That's why
That's
I don't
true.
book shows, because I work 63 hours a week, so I don't have time
Aw.
for booking shows.
There's not much time when you have
No.
that much work.
So yeah, that's our first show, Hamilton Street, July 7th. I
I don't believe it is July 7th.
He's got to look
July
at it. Hold
6th.
on.
It's July 6th.
There
I'm
you go.
sorry. No, it's July 7th.
That's right there.
Dude,
you
I
go the
swear. No,
7th.
that's the wrong
Boom.
one because they had to change it.
Boom.
They had to change the flyer because he messed
No,
up the date. I
It's
swear.
because he put the 7th on the
telling you.
flyer, but the event
Was
was
it?
actually the 6th.
So we'll add
right.
that to our page and let you know which day for sure.
Get us the right date. We'll pimp
tell-
you guys out.
I'll make sure to message you and tell you what day you guys are playing.
Yeah. We'll get
Well,
back
one
to
of
you.
those days we're playing.
Yeah, and I mean, Pestilent Age is going to be on it. Fate of Misery, From Birth to Death, and Jukebox Death Party.
That's a great name.
It is actually.
That's a.
Hmm.
That is a sweet name.
You know what else
I don't
is a
think
sweet
it's-
name? Your son's band name.
What is his band's name?
Korean Jesus and the White Men.
Oh my god!
I'm like, if you guys aren't a punk band,
Is that for real?
Yes.
That's for real.
Yeah.
So I went out and bought his son a drum kit because he told me, he's like, I'm thinking about getting back into the drums, and my friends and I want to start a band. I'm like, well, if you're serious about it, I'll get you a kit, but you gotta pay me back, and I mean that, and like you gotta pay me back in like hard work.
Right.
Like if you're not fucking using that kit, I will put you through the kick drum.
I heard this conversation. Yeah.
I think the band name's worth the kid.
Yeah, I think like you guys like already have like 10 shows booked with that band.
Go. Easy.
Before people start to catch on
Right.
to not being able
A couple
to play
thousand
very well.
likes.
It's like you got at least like you can milk it for a couple months before people realize like they're not very good.
But they're on Coachella.
That yodeling kid from the internet was at Coachella. So anybody can do it, really.
Oh, wow.
Now, what about Walker?
Walker Texas Crab Walker.
Walker,
Yes.
Texas Crab Walker.
Played a show
Yes.
with Walker Texas Crab Walker. Shout out to Mr. Burnett, the biology teacher from Houghton Lake High School, for coming up with the greatest band name of all time.
Walker, Texas Crab Walker.
I don't know. The Farting Butts is a pretty great name too.
My first band's name was actually Yellow Snow.
I don't know. Did I say my first band's name in here? I thought we did
I think you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was Anti-Knot, so it wasn't very good. We just made songs making fun of Slipknot. So I was 13.
I like how that was your fuel. Like, hey, we're gonna start a band to make fun of Slipknot.
Dude, I had like so I was like into music as a kid, but like I never had any like dreams of becoming a singer. But
Yeah.
like a bunch of friends and I were just fucking around one day and just like we wrote one song making fun of Slipknot, and we're like, we're just gonna do a whole thing about this now. this is our thing now. We're gonna be millionaire musicians who just write songs making fun of Slipknot.
Hey, Weird Al made bank.
Yeah.
True.
He did.
Weird Al was talented.
Yeah.
This is true.
That's where the difference might be.
We were all 13-year-olds, and maybe one of us knew how to play an instrument.
I
And the
missed
rest
him
of us were
when
just
he was
pretending.
actually in Bay City. He played in Bay City, and I missed him. I wanted to be able to see him, and I guess he was hanging out at Hooters, and he hung out like on Midland Street and everything, like the main strip of Bay City. And
Really?
yeah, he partied at all the bars. I don't know if he drank or not. All my friends didn't tell me, but I guess he was down there having a good time. So
Wow.
That's pretty,
I
dude.
missed
What?
it.
That sounds amazing.
I know.
Shit faced with Weird Al.
He went to the Applebee's too.
It's
in
like,
Bay
oh,
City.
Weird Al, let's go to Duso's and get like $1
He-
pints of
he
PBR.
went to Duso's.
Did you reconsider your
And
friends?
he's down with it too. That's
Because they didn't tell you, like. at
I mean,
the
it's
time?
Weird Al, man.
Well,
That's like
I know,
icon
but they
status.
didn't give me like all of the status. I mean,
Hmm.
they're kind of like, haha, you missed it.
See, I would have been like,
Yeah.
yeah, haha, we're not
Yeah.
friends anymore.
She's ruthless, man. She'll cut you off.
I've been like, haha,
Then tell
fuck
me
your mom.
about Weird Al. That's it. We're done.
I'm gonna get one your mom joke in before the end of this.
Just don't.
We make it pretty easy. So
I was gonna say.
So does
segue-
your mom. Yes, yes.
set you up. That was a slow pitch.
Thank you.
There you go, bud.
Hey, bud. Yeah, bud. There you go, bud. We're gonna start them on
The
that.
fucking
now, too.
Canadian accent.
He did that when we were packing up all the gear because Essexville has a stupid law that you can't make any noise at all. If you do, you can
At
get
all.
a ticket.
It's not even a joke.
It's not a joke.
It's
Like,
not within a certain time or after
yeah,
a certain
it's
time.
At
It's
all
at all.
during the day, 24 hours a day.
If you can hear it
make any
outside-
noise, you can get a ticket.
What's the definition of noise though?
Like anything, you can
Anything.
fart and it could be too loud and they're gonna give you a ticket. I mean, seriously.
I'm so hooking up my PA in Essexville and just right into the microphone.
Honestly, I don't think you need a PA. I don't think you need a PA.
We're sitting outside and I was smoking and like he farted like really loud and he goes, ow. It's just like shit.
You know-
Like,
You don't understand, dude. Like it comes out of there
I don't
doing
wanna-
Mock's
I
head.
don't either.
It's like, bam! You know, I mean,
Kablammy.
Lono ring.
Oh.
He really knocked him on his back and flew through the hole.
So what was your guys' first band?
My first band was called Fire Hazard.
Nice.
because they were lit.
Yeah, right.
Man, that was
Lit
before
wasn't
Lit
even
was-
around. We were what did we say back then? Boss.
Pretty
It's
boss.
pretty boss.
Oh my God. That's
Bitchin'.
You know. Bitchin', yeah, I'm sure that was
Bitchin's a good one.
And every time I watch that 70s show, I'm like, I'm gonna bring bitchin' back.
Bitchin'.
And then I never do. But
It's all right. Stranger Things did.
It's true.
That's bitchin'.
Speaking of that, I got a really cool shirt from Goodwill, Stranger Things.
I still hate you for that.
Yeah, you can't wear it because it's got like the sleeves off the shoulder. Well, you could, but pretty gay.
So,
yeah, I have
so
no
Fire
self-esteem.
Hazard.
I'll wear it. I don't care.
Yeah. Fire Hazard.
Fire hazard.
It was like we were into like alt rock back then, you know, but it like had punk rock like influences. You know, I was into a lot of like
though,
like-
90s alt rock or 2000 alt rock.
Yeah, like are we talking like Creed or
That's not alt rock. That's freaking Christian rock. Shut your face.
I mean,
No, that's shit rock.
You
we
know,
were, I mean,
hey, they were good at a time.
No,
butt rap
they
is
weren't.
butt
With
rock.
arms wide open.
I'm gonna say alt rock, but it was like bands like, you know, like Green Day, you know, stuff like that.
That's punk.
Not
Pop punk.
yeah,
Mainstream punk. So that's
I'm just
that's
gonna,
not
I'm
alternative.
gonna say it, and you can fight me if you want, but I still like Green Day.
Green Day's great.
I like
the
Green
wife
Day
hates
too.
them, but Green Day's great.
top 3 hated
I like
bands.
Green Day.
Green Day.
but he likes Nickelback.
What?
what?
Oh, okay, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on, you can't just throw it out there like that. Like I'm
Whoa.
just part of some fan club. No, I will defend Nickelback to a point. I don't think they're as bad as people say.
What
But
does
Green
that?
Day sucks
Shit
and
is shit.
Nickelback's awesome.
How can
Hold
you defend
on.
Hey
Nickelback?
man,
I'm not just out there like
fuck you. Butt rock is butt rock. And that's
Yeah.
you
There's,
can't.
there's no defending Nickelback.
top
Every
three
song
hate-
sounds the
top three
same.
hate
That is not
bands.
true.
They're
Green
from
Day.
That is
Canada.
not true.
But
They're from
Nickelback
Canada.
is cool.
That doesn't mean all their songs sound the same.
There's only one good band to come out of Canada. Does anybody
Some
know?
41.
No.
Rush.
Oh,
The
they're
Devin Townsend
also on
Project.
that list, by the
No.
way.
Rush.
Really?
Rush.
Yeah, dude,
Ah.
I hate them.
You hate Some 41.
I just every song.
Dude, I
You're
love
just-
Sum 41.
We
You're just-
really can't be friends.
We can't.
You're literally
You
just
like Nickelback and
shitting
you
all
hate
over
Sum
me.
41. We're done.
Brad's
We're
favorite
done.
bands. Brad's favorite bands. Nickelback, Five Finger
Not-
Death Punch,
Oh,
True.
Jesus.
Not
Creed.
even.
Wow. Don't make this
This
weird
is-
podcast. breaking
None
up
of this is
friendships.
true. None of this is true.
It's getting fucking heated in here, man.
Oh, Joey just said that Brad has to leave.
Shit, if you didn't say it, I'm
Dude, I
sorry,
got-
Brad. You must
Say
go.
some shit about Blink right now.
They're up there too.
So
I'm
anyways,
sorry, dude.
you're
it's-
talking alt rock like Pearl Jam,
Yeah.
Nirvana, the grunge era.
Yeah,
Or-
because I mean, it was like early to 2000, you know, and we were all into a lot of different stuff like Bush. I really liked Bush back
Bush is
then.
good.
I did.
Stone Temple Pilots.
I like Shaved
Which
Bush.
I'm still considering like Stone Temple like in that all rock because
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden, yeah. So yeah, very grunge, but
Collective Soul.
You just look for any fucking excuse to mention Soundgarden.
He does,
fucking
too.
They were
Dude.
a good band.
He
They were
does.
good
Chris
band.
Cornell.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Mic drop.
yeah.
Yep.
But see, like it was pretty cool back then. You know, music was a lot different. It had meaning. You know, and you know, very cool changes happened back then. And I think like being in that first band was like it was cool because we used to watch like all the older kids in the older bands, and you know, and we're like, oh, we want to do that. You know, so we started a band, and we didn't know what the hell we were doing, but we played, and we'd have like little house shows and stuff, and
But dude,
You
I
know.
miss those days, man.
right, carefree, man.
You know, I feel proud of myself because I play music now for the same reason that I played when I was 13. For pussy.
How's that working out?
Not good, man. It's never been good. But I never gave up.
You know why? It's because you're not the douche with the good acoustic. That's why.
So anyway,
With a douche with a didgeridoo.
See,
I
you
wish.
you guys talk about like when the scene was good, like in the 2000 era. I talk about Jamestown Hall from like 97, 98.
Yeah.
Jamestown Hall.
Yeah.
I was
We
in
can't all be
Killshot.
100 years old.
Thank
When
you.
I was in Killshot and Janus Thesis back then, that was Jamestown Hall when there was 300 people packed into a 150 capacity
Yep.
building.
Yep.
People flying out the windows during a pit.
Oh yeah.
And, just crazy stuff going on and people enjoying music.
Yeah.
That's what I miss. I miss people wanting to go to a show
Yes.
and just going to the show to enjoy
Dude,
the bands.
Like
Mhm.
growing up, I always found it weird because like I was like this young, like 14-year-old kid, like going to local shows and stuff, or like sneaking into them if I had to. And like I just now I look back, I look at the world the way it is now, and I'm like, why are kids not like into local shows the way they used to be? Like that to me,
It's
is like,
them damn video games.
it's not even the video games in my mind.
no, yeah, because I played video games too, but like I was just like,
It's the anti-social media.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Not to cut you guys off, but in chat, I just got told that this person is only here to talk shit to Brad.
Awesome.
I'm on board with this.
Yes.
All right, let's get started. I like to read the chat. So
Yes.
let's do this.
Get her done.
Get her done.
The floor is yours,
Yes.
sir
Just say-
and or
just
madam.
Type things that I can pronounce because that's. I don't like playing that game.
Should I take over?
You might have to. You might have to. I'm
She
horrible
can't
at.
say apothecary.
Yes, I can. Apothecary.
Who uses
Ooh,
that
there we
word?
Because we already said it.
That's
We had a
fucking
sponsor,
right.
Potter's Apothecary.
Yeah.
And,
What's apothecary even mean?
It's like a pharmacy.
Yeah, it's like
Why
a
didn't
it's
they
like
just
a
say pharmacy?
medieval word for like
Yeah.
pharmacy.
Right. It's a medium.
Right. I agree. Just say pharmacy.
They make Potter's Apothecary makes soap.
Yeah.
That's like the simplest way we could put.
It's the medieval version of Fight Club.
which
All right.
We got
in
the
in the
blood
medieval
soap.
ages they probably
We get the
prescribed
gut
you soap.
Probably.
Like,
Get your live guts
So
right here.
soap leeches. I love that thing. It's like doctors from the 1800s. It's like, oh, you got ghosts in your blood. Do cocaine about it.
No. My two personal favorites were Mercury and Radon. Let's have some, heavy metal and put some radiation inside of you. Why not?
Rock and roll. Get her done.
So Sasha says hi, everyone, and
up?
Hello.
the person
Hi.
that's talking shit to Brad is saying that it's a potion maker. You amateur.
I, for the record, did not ask what an apothecary was.
That was great. He just leans
This
in.
person is so anti-Bradley. So we can say anything and it'll just get
Guilty
blamed
by
on Brad.
association.
Right.
I'm that guy in this band.
Yep.
Damn it.
You're that guy. I'm the one that gets the hate mail too. Don't feel bad, man.
Never want to be that guy.
Here I am.
I'm the likable guy. You're the
It's like-
not so likable guy, and
One day-
Russ is dead.
Do you play bass?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't play bass.
One day you're
Do you
watching.
play bass?
You bass?
Sometimes.
Do you bass?
Sometimes.
Because we need a bass.
I'll play bass for you.
There's
I've
a
got
5-string
no
right there.
Well, sadly, that's talking about that. With,
What?
with the Brad? I think the reason we can't keep another guitar player is
Dude.
maybe because of the Brad.
Wow.
Is it a
Oh.
personality conflict?
No,
Are we-
he's just a little. He is demanding a little bit.
not-
But he's up front with his agenda. We have these things that we need to get done right now. I don't know what to do with my hands, so I'm
okay with you getting shit on right now.
Once
So
again, I kind of wish that we had a camera.
He has an agenda and he puts it right to the point. And I think some people might be turned off by that, but at the same point, if you're a dedicated musician,
Right.
you want to get stuff done.
Some
You
people
don't just
get
wanna
turned
sit
on by
there.
that though.
here's how
So
here's how I
Got a little bit
feel.
of chubby going on?
there's always
It's
always
a
the other
semi.
end of the spectrum, right?
Mhm.
So like I agree with you, like because being like I've been like the front man of every band that I've ever been in, and it's like it gets really annoying when you're the only fucking person that wants to get shit done.
Yeah.
And so it's always nice, like
When somebody else takes the reins and
I mean,
goes here.
I have Ian right now,
Yeah.
so like I can't it doesn't really apply to my current situation. But yeah, it's always nice when you've got other people that are like, yeah, let's fucking get in and practice, and we got to do this, and I wrote this song. It's like when you're the only person writing songs, it's like fuck, like I'm just tired, man. It's like I'm the singer, I'm the songwriter, I'm like the fucking coach and the therapist. Like,
Well,
the fuck.
actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because that's something that I like I struggle with mentally is thinking about like half the time you hear people like talking about a band, it's like, oh, all the songs sound the same, which some bands do really well, sounding the same constantly. They have a sound, it's recognizable, people like it.
Yeah, like Green Day.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like exactly like Green Day, and I do not like the sound, so that's why I don't like them. Eat it, every hater. So, but I like struggle with that, thinking about that. Like, yeah, it's good to have other influences and like people coming together, which is I think we do a really good job of in the songwriting process. It's like, it's kind of like have a like present a base and then we just add things to it as we're going along. But like how you said, like it's tough being like songwriter, frontman, all this stuff. I feel like sometimes if you bring too many eggs to the basket, you get the same problem as you have with everything else, where nothing ever gets done because you have too many people talking about like, oh, what about this, or what about this, or what about this, and then by next week you forget it anyway. So then you're back to square one as it is, and it just. So I guess that's just a big struggle, and it's funny that you say that too. It's good to know that other people have that.
So the cool thing about like writing with Ian right now is like we both just like give no fucks. So like Ian will bring this like a song to me and he'll be like, can you write lyrics to this? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I'll write some lyrics and I'll be like, can you write like some guitar to this? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So like, and we have two different like backgrounds, and like, because Ian is like obsessed with Bob Dylan and like folk music and like that kind of
anti-establishment from the 60s.
Yeah, like 60s and 70s, like rock and folk.
Anti-establishment.
And like, and I come from, you know,
from his own mouth, he says he only listens to dead people,
which is not true.
And speaking
I'm like,
of,
well, I mean, Dylan's kind of there.
But speaking of,
he's
like,
1 foot in,
right?
He showed up to the 80s party dressed like he normal is, and he says, I'm just, you know, a guy in the 80s dressed like I'm still stuck in the 70s. I'm like, yeah, that's about perfect.
You can't argue with Ian about anything.
He kind of looked like Indiana Jones,
kind of,
with a weird Scottish or Irish hat, whatever those ones that lean to
the flat cap.
Sure,
the like taxi driver hats.
Yeah.
Golf hat.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Ian's a cunt, but I love him.
Samuel L. Jackson likes to wear them backwards.
Yeah.
Golf hat.
That's the hat.
Irish hat.
So
Yeah,
apparently, Brad, you are a poser. In the chat, it says because I'm Brad.
Hold on, what are you posing as?
Yeah, that's
apparently another Brad, because this is also Brad.
oh.
He's Brad as well.
Well, suck it. I was probably here first.
You just heard that. That I don't have to repeat.
But I messed with
But I
Brad.
could.
I messed with Brad about that thing. I think our thing is we had the 2 guitar players show up, and we always have it's a 2-week rule. If they last for 2 weeks, then maybe they'll stick around for longer. But if they don't last for 2 weeks, then it's on to the next guy, because we need to keep it moving. We need to get stuff done. And I think what happens is the guys get overwhelmed, as in they don't think they're going to be able to write, you know, have a chance to help out with the writing process. The thing is we have 8 songs written. Well, 7.5. We're almost done with 8.
Right.
You know, and we've only done this in a short period of time because me and Brad have played together many times. So
you and Brad do most of the songwriting thing?
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
Jesse comes in with the vocals. He does have a hand in changing the parts.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, Jesse's very much a part of it, but it tends to work out a lot where, like, I'll bring a riff to the table, and then once I have a riff, like, Russ and I kind of work on it musically because we're the only ones playing instruments. So we'll go back and forth, and we'll kind of write out an entire thing. It'll kind of just come together, and that's awesome. One of the awesome things about Russ, like working with him, is we've always been able to just kind of keep something rolling once it gets started, and then once it's finished, like Jesse's there, and he has plenty of ideas that he throws in there.
I'm just like, hey, do this, do
like,
that.
try this.
I can't do it, so you do it.
Shorten this part.
And Jesse's always had like.
So you guys write the music, he arranges it and does the vocals.
Yeah.
So serious question: do you not play an instrument because you don't want to, or
It's
because
I'm too good looking, man?
or is it because you're like me? And you're,
That's me too. Well, I do tambourine now.
is it because you're like me and you're just instrumentally retarded?
A little of both. Like I play acoustic and I've got a few electrics. I guess I'm not capable of doing it in a band. if that makes sense.
It's really hard to sing and play at the same time.
Well, vocals, I got into doing like vocals because I was always writing, you know, like in my first band, I was always writing. My buddy's like, hey, I play drums. You write. Why don't you sing? And I'm like, I've never sang. Let's try it out. Well, my buddy over here plays bass and this guy plays guitar. Let's start a band. No one else plays anything. So like, all right, you know, we get together and I'm like, all right, I'll try this out. And just kept doing it, you know, and over the years just picked up on different, you know, chords and, you know, progressions and, you know, from watching the other guitarists and I'm like, all right, I'm going to get an acoustic. So I bought an acoustic, you know, just started playing on that, you know, it's pretty cool. But, I mean, not good enough to be like, you know, shredding in a band or anything. Like
just enough to get your songs written and do
that.
I wish I
enough to take
that.
the edge off, you know,
right.
And like, I write a lot of like, it's very standard stuff, I think, but it's like, for me, it's good enough, you know?
Right.
See, so I started in punk band, so they just needed a guy to yell into a microphone. And
that was how you got started.
Specific skill set.
I'm like, I can do that. I can get drunk and yell into a microphone.
And kick things over and break stuff.
Oh, I'm the worst.
Yeah. I'm glad you admit it finally.
Drummers hate me. Like,
you can kick my kid all you want. It ain't going nowhere.
My
four-sided racks.
In my band, Go Quick, Die Sick, I bent the hi-hat stand with my head. And then I put a dent in the front cover for the kick drum by like jumping up on it and like kicking off of it and shit. And then I used to do this thing where I would knock mic stands over, and I used heavy mic stands so it would like fall over at like an angle, and then I would just stomp it in half. So I once went through stands in like a month. That habit got really expensive.
So is that weird? Because we're going through.
We've got some pretty janky mic
these are
stands.
just really shitty mic stands from. I don't know where you bought these.
From Guitar Center.
Guitar Center
explained it.
So they're not shitty, Guitar Center. They're pretty.
We're
nice,
not endorsed
actually.
by them actually. So yeah, they suck actually.
Okay.
Your guys' radio show. What
They're
else?
It was 10 for 10, man. Leave me alone. Jesus.
I've broken a lot of tambourines.
10 for 10.
Yeah.
These are dollar mic stands.
Have you? How do you?
Yeah, we were just
Wow.
talking about this, like how many tambourines I've actually gone through.
Not a joke. Tambourines.
Hide my tambourine.
What the hell do you do to
Hardcore
them?
tambourine.
Hey, my thing was cool. Like,
I broke a tambourine, dude.
You go to metal
Nah,
shows and you
dude.
get pieces of tambourine to take home.
Yeah,
I
man.
got one in my skull.
All right, so one time Brad hit me in the face with a guitar.
That was,
I
dude. Hey,
saw
no,
that.
it made for a badass picture.
It was a really cool picture.
I didn't even know until like I look at like the people, you know, and they're just like mouth open, like what the hell's going on? And I'm like,
Did you keep going though?
yeah, they tried to doctor me
That's
on the
what I think.
stage. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
I pulled like every ligament in this ankle on stage and just fucking kept going, like just limping around, like fucking hobbling around, like.
I think going back to that question, it would probably be bad if he actually played an instrument, because in my not because he's bad at it, he can play guitar, he's really good at it, but it takes away from a singer who has to do two things.
Oh
yeah,
you can't rock out as a singer if you have a guitar in your hand.
I will say I like
you
no
can't rock
instrument,
out
Jesse.
as a guitar player if you have a
No,
vocal.
You
one.
put on a good show.
It's
like,
really hard
get
to do.
involved.
You need to be able to put on a
Appreciate
good
that.
show.
Yeah.
The only guy that can't put on a good show is the drummer, because nobody can see him anyways. It doesn't matter.
Just do it, Tommy Lee, man. Get
There's
on
a-
a suspension and
band-
go over the crowd.
Oh,
I'm
there's a
good with
band. There's a band I won't mention by name, but their singer sits behind a keyboard through the whole show, and it really takes away from it for me. Like, it's like I want to like this, but like it's a really boring show when they're just chilling behind a keyboard.
Yeah.
And not like standing up, because like Reggie in the Full Effect, their singer, like he'll play the keyboard.
Dude,
and
Mr.
sing when
Bungle.
he's standing up and like playing like the one-handed keyboard, and it's like that's entertaining, but it's just like a full keyboard. He's sitting down and just playing. And I'm like, this is boring.
I feel like part of that for you would be because you're a vocalist, and I hear that all the time. Like when I'm talking with these guys about different shows and different bands and stuff, and we'll be talking about different aspects that we noticed about bands and talking about like ideas for us. And Jesse will be over here talking about the vocalist the whole time. Russ is talking about how the kick drum sounded great. And I'm just sitting here like all I was paying attention to was the guitarist, and I think that's a lot of just because you're a vocalist, you want that out of your vocalist.
Am I a vocalist? But I'm a vocalist that grew up on like fucking Queen and shit, where it's like the vocalist was a performer. Like, like you put on a show.
You go to a show to be entertained, not lulled to sleep.
Yeah, it's more than just being able to sing good. Like you gotta.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of bands too that play like I guess like softer music, or slower music, but they're still entertaining to watch.
Like, because if I go to like an acoustic show, that's what I'm expecting is like a dude sitting down, playing guitar or whatever, and I'm fine with that. But it's like if I'm going to like a rock show, and like this band is built as like a rock band, it's like I'm expecting like a high energy, experience.
And I think like with us, it was all about having fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think people can agree, like they can tell when we're having fun. And we try to bring that to every show that we do play, because it's like, this is my release. This is why I'm doing it, and I want you to share in this with me. Like you came out to escape, the norm, the 9 to 5, whatever, have that release too. Yeah. So
like those live shows are, to me, that's like the best part of the whole experience, is like, it's cool to like see all of your work come together on like an album, but like none of that really means shit unless you play it live and like you get that like interaction with the audience.
We're feeling it, man. And I know Russ is for sure, but like us, like since like ALOC ended, we've all been like on this hiatus, and we're writing, we're doing all that and getting everything ready for when we do come back and start playing again. But even then it's like we're just like,
I want to play.
Yeah.
It's like I was really bummed when A Line of Confidence broke up. I'm like, fuck, man. Like that to me was like the best, like still local metal band in Michigan was A Line of Confidence.
God.
Like I was
Appreciate
super
it,
into
man.
it.
We're
Like,
building Brad's ego.
Well, no, that was great. I remember the day he comes to the studio and he's like, dude, Line of Confidence is done. I'm like, no! And then he tells me, I don't know what, a couple months later, he's like, dude, Jesse's got a new band. I'm like, sweet.
It was more than a couple months.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a lot longer than that.
It was like it's probably like a week.
It was
like a week or two before I reached out to you about coming on the show.
Yeah, we didn't really say anything. Like we've been talking about it, like little hints here and there, but it's like one of those things. Like we wanted to make sure everything was gonna work out. That it was
right.
Gonna go.
So my reaction was you invited me to like the page, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like I'm gonna check it out. So I click on it, and I'm like, there's not like a lot of information out there. And so I'm like looking, I'm like, what even is this? I'm like, is this a band? I'm like, whose band is this? I'm like, is Jesse in another band? I'm like, and then you had like a practice video on there or something.
I told him to put something out.
I'm like, this is fucking really good. Like, holy shit. Like,
well, that was kind of the thing.
Like, I got excited.
We even made a page, and like all I had like was a picture of like a seagull.
A seagull eating a banana or something
that I actually took. I took it while I was going into work, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna put this picture. I'm like, check this out. It's a seagull eating a banana. And he's like, it is a
whatever.
Seagull.
Yeah, like so that. Let's go back a little bit. That Brentwood show that you guys played. That was how long ago?
God, it's 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
So I'm 23. So, like that to me was.
I could be your dad.
I wish.
I say that all the time.
At
Just
least
call him daddy.
I wish you were my dad. At least I would know you.
Daddy.
Wow.
Ouch.
I don't know. If I was your dad, you'd have a sweet beard by now.
I was.
I'm sorry.
Well, it
My
works out.
bad.
It
Pass
works
your
out.
Man card forward, Joe. You can't grow.
No, it works out. You're already
So-
disappointing him. So.
My beard came in at 15.
Nice.
I was gonna say something nice, but hey, Russ ruined it for you guys.
I don't even think Russ was in the band.
No, I wasn't
that
at
time.
that show. You can say something nice. I wasn't in the band at that show.
Okay.
That was after I left.
Yeah. For the
At
Brentwood?
the Brentwood show?
Yeah.
Really?
That was when I took my break.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
I told him to just wait
Not
until
even
the
Brentwood,
end
yeah.
of that year. Just I'm taking
Yeah.
summertime
Okay.
until fall time break, and then they found a new drummer, and I was like,
He did
okay,
not
I
say
guess I'm
that.
out.
That's no.
They really wanted to kick me out in the first place, anyways.
Yeah. Sure, that's why
They're like, whatever, this guy
that's why we're
sucks.
working with you right now because we
He's
hated
too old.
you.
He's an old bastard that has to pee every 15 minutes. So let's get rid of him.
Tony
That's
keeps
true.
asking me to start a band, and I'm like, he's too old.
Dude, that's what I'm
What?
waiting for. Like, we're gonna be playing a show.
Really?
Russ is gonna be like, hold on,
When did
bathroom break.
when did this happen?
Which I did see once at a show, and that was actually really disappointing.
What?
Like talking about stage presence and stuff, the drummer left after a song, like in between songs.
Like, get a fucking bottle, man.
Are
You got a
kidding-
whole
Are
fucking
you kidding
kit.
me?
I
Like-
just pee my pants.
Oh, it was
I mean,
upsetting.
Like, but you can get away with it.
so.
You got a bottle, like you got a whole thing in front of you. Like
Yes.
nobody else in the band can get away with that.
Why y'all wet? I peed my pants during the show.
Dude, I'm
That's
gonna do
so
it
metal.
while I'm singing. Is that weird?
Only if you make
Why
it.
can the
weird.
drummer do it? Why can't I do it?
But if you do it once, you're gonna have to do it every show. People are gonna expect it.
Hey, man,
You're gonna
you
have
put
to. Hey, you're gonna have to GG Allen that shit, man.
You're not cool until you pee your pants.
And sing in your pee pants.
I like the
all the cool
the
kids
Billy
do
Madison
it.
reference.
Yes.
Peeing your pants is cool.
That
Me,
Veronica
Miles
Vaughn.
Davis.
One fine piece of arse.
But anyway, I want to go back to that Brentwood show
Yeah.
because I've been like singing in bands since I was like 13, and but like I was never like super into the local scene as much as I was when I went to that Brentwood show, and like I met you guys, and you guys were super cool and shit, and like that's what really got me into like the Michigan music scene was that show, and like meeting all the bands and stuff, and I'm like, wow, it's really like a fucking family.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Absolutely.
and like from that day, I'm like, I just want to be a part of this.
You know, and I think, you know, even going back to like Russ was saying, like Jamestown shows, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Killer.
you feel that, you know, they're
Lincoln Road Hall, the Ninja Farm.
You know what?
Yep.
What my first local show was? Your Best Friend.
we're at
Was
was it Eastland?
it might have been.
Eastland
East-
Bowling.
So
Eastland Bowling
Ah,
Alley. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played there in a Janus thesis.
That was those guys were fucking killer.
Yeah. John B, what up?
But yeah, man, like it's funny because like you always have like an in somewhere, you know, and like people don't realize like how friendly of a scene it is here in Michigan. Like it's
So
not
that's what-
it's not competitive like it is in a lot of places.
Just depends on what genre you're playing.
Yeah.
Like in the more open metal, the more alternative alt metal, pop metal, that era is more open. But you get the death metal community, and if you're not death metal, it's crap. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been about that shit though,
I
man.
had some hard times in that stuff, and I kept telling people, I'm like, you need to be open to everything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like even like see that's like my thing is like I play mostly punk music and stuff, but it's like I'll promote a country artist or a rapper. Like it doesn't matter. Like local music is local music,
Mhm.
man. And like as long as you have the passion for it, I don't think it really matters like what genre you're playing. Like if you're like, because I think it comes across in your music, like whether you're a rapper or you play death metal or you're a fucking punk rocker or whatever. Like if you have that passion, like you can hear it in the music. And it's like,
Absolutely.
Well, that's what was great
more
about
power to you.
the 90s and whatnot. Like he was talking about Jamestown. It didn't matter what kind of music you played. Like everybody supported everybody in the local scene. It was so cool. I mean, I remember, what was it? Shovel, Negative Earth,
Yep.
you know, all of those
And-
guys, they would literally show up and like bombard the stage and jump on and do a couple of songs with them because everybody knew everybody's
dude,
music.
That's how it should be.
It was
man.
so much fun.
Like we're doing this house show May 19th in Bay City. There's
Shout
it's
out.
Super House Show friends. You can find the event.
Shameless
somewhere.
promotion.
Yeah.
But,
Good thing it's not Essexville. You guys would be ticketed
yeah.
all day.
But like we got this house show coming up, and it's like none of it. Like the White Oranges are like weird, like alternative rock. You know,
Good.
Kyle.
Great guitar tone though.
I mean weird in a good way.
I'm just making sure.
He
I
uses
got
the
your
green
back.
rhino, and I love the everything about his guitar sound.
He just broke
yeah,
you.
But Kyle's a folk singer.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, Ian and we write songs. So it's like it doesn't like none of us really match up like musically.
You left out me and my funeral though.
Yeah, they're like I don't even know how I describe them either. They're like
Brown Bear and
he's
Starfire.
Brown, he's Brown Bear to me. Not to you. He's Harley to you. He's Brown Bear to me.
Whatever, Otter
That
Pop.
means something to me. All right. Brown Bear is Harley. That's my heterosexual life mate.
And he's Otter Pop.
That's not.
Go back and listen to the episode. He said it first.
I don't even pay attention
Dude,
to what you say anymore.
I love that name. Otter Pop.
You can have it.
We'll name a song after that. Otter Pop.
I appreciate
to
it.
add to the nostalgia factor.
What is the
Yeah.
other one? Dust
I'll say-
mushroom.
Dust Mushroom.
Dust Mushroom. Yeah, Dust Mushroom.
Write it down.
Write that down.
We'll remember
But,
that one. That one's a...
I actually played shows with Chiodos and La Dispute before they got signed.
Really?
We were actually going to see Alexis on Fire.
Oh, Dallas Green is my fucking
and-
hero.
La Dispute was opening the show, and the wife actually looked up La Dispute and everything. She's like, "These guys are awesome." I said, "Yeah, I know. I played with them at White's Bar." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I played with them at White's Bar." I mean,
It's White's Bar.
everybody's played at White's Bar. I said I probably played a couple shows with them out at Jamestown Hall when I played with Kid Brother Collective. I mean, that's
Wow,
all
that's
these
going
old
back.
school bands that I've played with back in the day. And she's like, "You played with these guys?" I was like, "Yeah." And Chiodos didn't sound like Chiodos does now. Because
No.
the singer and the drummer left when they got signed,
Mhm.
and they replaced them with the new singer and the new drummer,
Yep.
which they're good, but it's not Chiodos. It's not the Chiodos I know. It's
Right.
not the Chiodos I played with,
Yep.
you know? And I actually had a time I went and saw OTEP at the Shelter, and the bass player from Kid Brother was doing the roadie crew for
Really?
OTEP.
Nice.
I was like, "Kid Brother!" And he was like, "What? All right." You know, like he didn't know who I was, because I mean, the last time that I saw them was when I played in East of Eden at not the first. What was it's not even Matt Dalton's thing anymore. It was Dirt Fest.
Yeah.
When it was at the Expo Center when it first opened up
Yep.
out there in Birch Run.
Yep.
We played out there with them when I was in East of Eden. So it was like Kid Brother was playing and every other good band from the 2000 era that was local.
Yeah.
And everybody knew everybody, and we were all good friends and everything.
I love
You hear
how
the pictures
it
now?
It picked up
Gotta
in
do
the
the groupie.
mic.
But that's just
Great.
like the nostalgia factor. Like that still goes back to like the same thing with Jamestown Hall and Lincoln Road.
Yep.
And the
Remember
Ninja
Wise
Bar.
Guys?
Wise Guys was awesome.
I loved
playing
Wise
at
Guys, man.
It was so great to play at those places. And now you look at it like, man, where can we play in Bay City? Oh,
Right.
we got B-Mouse.
Yeah.
Let's go play at B-Mouse. I mean, they do have the Sandbar. Scotty Sandbar's open now, but that's more of a blues location, you know?
Yeah.
They have a great bunch of bands that play out there on Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, and on Fridays and Saturdays. And for the older people, it's perfect.
Yeah.
But the kids don't have anywhere to go.
Right.
See, that's what was so much fun about,
And-
because you had
Yeah,
Rit
but I
drums
mean-
right next to Wise Guys.
See, that's
Hang out in the music store all day, go to a show at night.
That's a good point about like having a place for kids to go and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
because we were trying to open a venue here in Caro, and City Hall shut us down. And it's like, okay, I guess kids just keep hanging out on the streets. Like,
Yeah, but I
fucking-
mean, these small towns have always been like that. You know, I'm from
Yeah.
Sabling, which is right over there, and like we couldn't skate anywhere. You know, sort of like, hey, can we like make a skate park? You know, make a skate park, and they wouldn't even put it. You know,
yeah,
to be passed. It was
it's,
like,
it's fucked up, man.
we'll just keep giving these kids tickets and taking their boards.
And that's just like Trust Fall Records was in all age places. You know, talking about like some legendary spots to play in Michigan, like
I
Trust
think
Fall.
I played there way back in the day.
Shout out to
You know-
shout out to James Lee Jones.
I just want
Fucking
to.
great dude.
I want to shout out like Counterculture, man, and
Yeah,
Saginaw.
Actually, yeah, they're
You know?
doing a great job having the all ages shows and getting a whole bunch of different acts in there and just
Yeah.
drawing people.
Those
Nice.
all ages show they're so important because like, you know, I remember being a kid and like I'd always be like really bummed out at like shows that were at bars and stuff because like,
Dude.
I can't fucking get in unless I sneak in. You know, like,
We were 14 playing in clubs.
I was actually 16 playing at Cruisers in Backdoor.
Oh my God, Cruisers, yes.
Yeah.
but like we had a place called Breakers here,
Yeah, I remember Breakers.
and there was a band that came to
Remember
town.
the pharmacy?
There's a band called Gregarious.
Yep, Gregor. Yes,
Fuck,
I
dude,
remember this.
I saw
Yeah.
their show at Breakers when I was a kid, and I'm like, fuck yeah, like this is awesome. Like you don't really get like, a lot of shit like that now. You know, kids don't get that experience.
Didn't that
now.
place burn down?
What?
Breakers?
Cruisers and Backdoor.
No.
No?
Backdoor burned down.
Ah,
They
that's
saved
right.
Cruisers, and then it became Tommy V's, and then it became a Mexican restaurant. Yeah.
Hispanic.
I know, nostalgia's just gone. But just in case he's listening, Brian Marshall, you are the king of all ages shows. Ripped Heart Productions.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Ripped Heart. Yeah.
Desiring Dead Flesh.
Oh my god! Wow.
I was gonna play a show with Desiring Dead Flesh, yes, at Trust Fall before it closed down.
He is the Misfits of forever. I mean, he's just oh, I just kicked my dang beer. There we go.
Where's our intern?
He is the guy that
I'll go grab it all.
will always be there to keep the scene going. Counterculture did take over where he left off, but I mean, he's touring now and doing a bunch of stuff with Desiring Dead Flesh, so they don't get to do as many shows as he used to, but that's just how it works.
I didn't realize how small White Spar was.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
I went by there the other day and I was like, "This is White Spar." Like I've never been
Yes,
there.
sir.
Have you been inside?
You got enough room.
We just drove by and I was just like,
It's even smaller
"What is
inside.
this
Hold on,
matchbox?"
you got about enough room for a drum kit and some.
Not if it's Russ's.
No, technically, I have to be on the main stage, and everybody has to be on the drum.
The
line.
one time that we played
Wow.
White Spar with Russ and ALOC, he was on the middle stage and they got that drum riser in the back. That's where me and another guitarist were for the show.
Yeah.
The bassist was
Pretty
on the
cozy.
floor, and then Jesse was out in front of the stage because that's how much fucking room.
Yeah, White
Oh, I
Spar
can
is-
say it. Fucking room.
Yeah.
That
So
he-
small.
that he takes up.
The
Ridiculous.
island is actually
Yeah,
going to get
I
smaller.
can
I'm
say it,
actually
right?
I'm
Really?
dumbing it down just a little bit.
You doubted yourself, but it's like you already said it anyway. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
All I'm doing is losing a bass drum.
Oh, cut his mic.
He
Can't have any
swore.
fucking.
You bad.
Well, then
Say
Jesse
the word.
loses that too, so you ruined it for both of you.
Wow, way to go.
Just that one guy's gonna be real happy. I'm getting ripped on again.
Yeah, what's the
You know what?
status on
The
that,
other
by way?
Brad.
Hey, other Brad,
The other
you're
Brad.
not doing so good.
Man, that's somebody that really dislikes you. Like
Yeah.
Who's
They
the other
fucking-
Brad?
they saw Jesse post it and they're like, "Fuck that Brad guy."
Angry typing.
All caps.
Get my point across.
What are you gonna do? Cap me to death?
Right.
With exclamation point.
I'm still curious
Dot.
what you're posing as.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Straight like
He's Brad. He's a good poker player,
Aw.
and he's a
that
good
was
friend.
probably the sweetest thing you could have said to
He's a
him.
good friend. He's like the little brother I never had.
Aw.
Or wanted.
No, actually, if he was my little brother,
Yeah.
we'd have had an awesome band a long time ago.
Yeah, it'd been fun.
We would have been
been
young
fun,
kids.
but-
when
Are we
had an
talking
awesome
like
band.
Pantera or
Well,
Van Halen?
There's 10 years
Pantera.
between us, so I mean, he's
Yes.
the baby right now. I'm the grandpa.
Damn, I'm still the
and
baby.
Jesse's in between, so
I've never been not the
it's
baby.
just we could
Baby,
have
grandpa.
had something going a long time
Man.
ago that I wanted
Uncle.
my brother to play guitar.
Yeah.
And he tried, then he gave up. He on piano. Me, my brother, and my sister.
Hold on.
We all could play piano.
So
We all could sing.
he's the little brother you never had,
Yes.
but you have a brother.
Older
That's my
brother.
older brother. My brother's 3 years older than me. My sister's a year and a half younger than me. But it was, I didn't have anybody in my family to play music with, and I've always wanted that because
Right.
when you're
Jackson
a musician, you're playing drums. You got your dad coming down and going ding ding ding. da, 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 boo, boo, boo. Every once in a while, I'm going. I'm like, come on, Dad, play it. No, I do not. That's your thing. That's your thing. You do that. You know, and then brother comes down. He's all like, and I'm like, well, can you play something else? And he's do 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 do. Dude, he could even do that. He's
It's like
awesome.
the easiest part of the song.
But I mean, I don't know a whole lot of people that can actually play one all the way through, and he could. And then he just stops playing guitar. And I'm
Wow.
like, why? You can play one.
He got too
you
much
can play
pussy, man.
anything else. I mean,
Yeah.
you can play punk
pussy.
songs.
Done. Over.
No, he
Goal
he
achieved.
married the first one he was with. I mean,
I mean,
Must have been some good pussy.
Was it like platinum level or what,
I
man?
don't know.
I don't think I ever.
He's got
fucked a
2
girl,
trophies.
Man,
so-
I could-
I mean,
That makes sense then. He
My
played
niece
the
and nephew
guitar
are
to get
awesome,
it,
but-
got it, and he's like, I'm
I
done.
thought I'm cashing out.
I'm done.
What's
Well, I mean, he could have played
Yes,
punk.
get out my
I'm angry. This sucks.
Is
I
that a
heard.
song?
I actually heard that at
That's 2 songs.
Warped Tour
actually.
when I played with Killshot. I played Warped Tour.
Someone's
I went-
been listening to my
There was
album.
13 stages, and you heard doodle doodle doodle. Go to the next stage. Doodle doodle doodle. Go to the next stage. No effects. Go to the next stage. Doodle doodle doodle. Then I meet the guys from. Dang it, can't remember now. That was a long time ago.
How do you feel about ska?
Yeah, I love
It's
ska.
doodle doodle.
That's fair.
I mean,
But it's good. I like it.
It's great.
it's punk
great.
with some
Dude,
horns.
I love it when people trash talk punk because even punk rockers trash talk punk.
Yeah.
Like, it's terrible.
Well, I mean,
in the
there's
best way.
Chino's
Right.
Toy Soldiers. They were a good ska band. They were really good.
Hey man, Streetlight Manifesto.
That's
those-
the one I was gonna
Those
say.
Less
two
than
guys
Jake.
in the
Fucking love
boxes.
The Dead Milkmen.
Man, those guys
Yeah.
were cool. I
Starting with his name.
played lots of shows with those guys.
Real Big Fish. I like them too. They put on a good show, man. Like they're
Yeah.
really entertaining.
So
So-
you go chink 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 chink, and then. I mean,
I just want the whole show. I just want the whole show to be this. For,
Right, I'm done talking.
Now,
now.
this is
like name a genre. You know,
no, this is how he communicates. Like, hey, Brad, play.
it's drummer talk. He understands.
No, I'm holding a guitar and he's talking about a drum beat. Like, yeah, play that. Okay, here, let me just start slapping my strings real quick.
he just banged my
Sometimes he gets it. He's all like, "Oh, okay."
Dude, but
Sometimes.
it's kind of I'm the same way though because I'm not instrumental. So like when I whenever I'm in a band, I'm like, yeah, just play that thing. No, not that thing, the other thing, but like the slower, like
and a little bit less of that other
Yeah.
thing.
like
That's me.
It's a really bad interpretation of Tenacious D. Faster, more. No, not that.
Play a little bendy every once in a while.
We do need more bands.
Who wrote that one? Me, baby.
but like that to me is like the best part about punk rock though.
Next
is that
song.
anybody can do it.
Yeah.
So it's like
Next. Next song.
Sorry, I love Tenacious D.
so do
I've
I think
never watched
like
it.
who doesn't?
Yeah.
I guess me because I haven't watched it.
Get out.
You want to talk
I'm
about
not
somebody's
fired. It's
favorite
cool.
obscure band?
Get out.
One of my favorite bands is Alan Parsons Project.
Nice. What about
And then I like Mozart and Beethoven and shit because that's what I grew up on.
Green Jello?
Never heard you once listen to
Oh,
it.
Green
Or Infectious Grooves?
There's a band from back in the day that I used to have. I had their
Starship.
PA, and I can't remember right now, but I'll
Fire
come back to
Hazard.
that because you'll remember who they are.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, Fire Hazard is pretty dope.
Poison
Brad,
control.
Poison Control is
Poison
our
Control.
butt rock band. If we ever start it, it's called Poison
I
Control.
got excited because I thought you were just saying poison for a second.
No,
I'm like, fuck yeah,
no,
Poison.
Poison Control.
Brad, we never got to your first band before Chainsaw Facelift. What was that band's name?
Sister Fister.
No,
No.
I wish it was Sister Fister. That project needs to get off the ground.
Yes. Sister
What
Fister.
was that
Sister,
band's
shout out
name?
to Bruce. It was Race for the Dawn,
That's not bad.
which was actually not a bad name for our first band. Now that I think about it, like you got Fire Hazard and
Well,
What is that
Smell.
supposed to mean?
My
Just
second
kidding.
band was
Dude, that was the
Organized
best band
Noise.
name.
What was it?
Organized Noise.
Okay.
So my first band name was The Worst, which was Anti-Knot. And my best was Go Quick Die Sick, because it's just a great fucking name.
I don't know. It doesn't beat Chainsaw Facelift.
That's pretty good too.
Chainsaw Facelift was a good name.
It was originally Tomahawk Facelift.
Face plant, yeah,
Yes.
not the.
Tomahawk
it's just a
face
tomahawk face plant all
What-
together.
And then
What about song names like that you've come up with? Like, what do you think is the best?
he comes up. with
that
all the
is
names.
Jesse's
We just come up
department.
with like random shit like Bada Bada. That's that song. So
until there's an
Bada
actual name.
Until there's a
Yeah,
name.
So I
Or
was in,
1, 2, 3, 4.
I was in a band called
I don't
called
think that's ever
the
been a
Sex
song.
Sharks,
Ooh,
and we had a song.
I'm interested
we
and
had a-
erect.
We had a song called Cunt Punt,
Ooh,
where I just yelled "cunt punt" over and over again into a microphone, and it was great. We also had a song called "Bowl of Soup," where I yelled "bowl of soup" 4 times, and then yelled "chicken noodle" really loud for a long time after that. Too long, like uncomfortably long. So you can see like why that band didn't stick around.
One guy in the back. What's this song called? You just say it.
So,
That's awesome. Yeah.
Campbell.
Got the guy coming out of the bathroom. I love chicken soup, man.
so that's a good example of like a really good band name, but like no promise other than the band name.
Sex Shack.
Hey, I got to do this right now
Yes,
because
yeah.
everybody does it at a show. Slayer. Sorry. I had to do it.
No, back in the day, it was for us, especially if you were in a cover band. Play some Skittered, man. Skittered.
Gotta hear some Skittered, man. Crap, I only got one beer left.
Uh-oh.
Better put a nipple on that one.
Do we have a runner? Can we get more?
Runner.
No, unfortunately, we have an intern, but he's not old enough to.
And not here. He also told me he didn't realize what day it was.
What are we not paying him for?
How many times do I have to fire him before he'll start doing his job?
That happens to me every day. Is today Tuesday? No, Tuesday's practice day. I remember Tuesdays and Thursdays and Monday because Monday's playing NHL hits.
So you remember half the week.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Right.
Drinking game hockey.
So we were talking about like song names, right?
Yeah.
And so there's this one song. It's called "Sam Smith Wears a Scarf Like Me,"
God.
and the song never came around, but
No, it
that's
didn't.
the
Thank
song
God.
name if it ever does.
we got a cool song name. All hat, not much cowboy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's probably our best song name. All hat, not much.
it's not even original.
I did like Swing Shway
It's
though.
really good though.
What's Swing Shway's baby teeth now?
Baby
Yeah.
teeth.
Baby teeth or Swing
I
Shway.
kind of miss being in a punk band. So if anybody's listening and wants to start a punk band, let's do it.
If anybody's listening and plays guitar or bass, we kind of need a either lead or rhythm.
Yeah, but get a hold of me first.
you can play
If you
both.
want a whole punk band.
Should totally- You should
We don't
totally
even know
set
what we
Ian up to
sound
go to the
We need a
audition.
bass player.
We
sound
You guys,
cool.
We're okay.
I think you guys are great. You couldn't handle Ian though. Not a chance. You've got to be a special kind of desperate to handle Ian.
You know he listens, I think, every
Does he like
Thursday.
Nerf guns? Because I've got like 30 of them. So
Ian doesn't like anything fun.
well, that's dumb.
So Nerf
He likes
guns
beer.
are in-
I got a beard and I like to
He likes
drink Busch
hold on.
Light and
He
I
likes
play with
Guinness,
Nerf guns.
all right. Which I love Guinness, but that's the only beer that I think I've ever seen him drink was Guinness.
I don't think I've ever seen him drink beer. I just heard him say, "I've drank
He
a
drinks
lot.
a lot
He
of
drives
wine.
me."
Wine is good. The wife likes wine.
Be a nice cab.
Ian's great when he's
Fine.
drunk, but insufferable every other
Are you
time.
sure? Because I think you said something different before about that. He's the worst kind of drunk.
It's okay that I'm saying it here because I would say it to his face 100%.
Well, yeah.
You know he's gonna show up.
I hope so.
That would be
Tell him
fun.
to grab some beer.
Beer.
Ian, if you're listening, we need a beer.
We need a
Not
30
beer,
pack
we-
stat.
Like, you know.
30 rack of Hams.
Oh God,
No.
Oh
no.
yeah, rack up some
No.
cans, man.
See,
No.
gut rot.
Dude,
Uh-huh.
if you can drink Hams, you can drink fucking anything.
Schlitz. You know what
Uh,
Schlitz gives you? The
Shits.
I once, you know what my biggest mistake was? I once shotgunned a Tall Boy Keystone Light.
That
Fuck.
is
That was a
mistake.
bad day, dude. At
not
the
a bad
beach,
beer.
and it was warm.
Hey,
Oh.
I'm German, Polish. I can drink warm beer, cold beer, doesn't matter. Drink beer.
It does matter.
Get her done.
It kind of matters if it's a Keystone Light.
Nah. It tastes just like a.
Do you guys have
natty.
Mickeys around here?
What?
Do you have Mickeys? What?
No, what?
That's a no.
That's a no. I could say you got some Widowmaker. That's a no.
There's this place in Houghton Lake called the Sandbar, and their only dark beer is called Ghetto Blaster.
Of course.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna blow out your butthole.
It's that or Bud Light. Those are the two options.
Very extreme.
I will have the butt blaster, please. Because Bud Light tastes like shit.
It's like, but it's so cheap there, so we would just go there. But pool was $1, so it was like, what the fuck, man?
Pool's $1 and they're serving butthole beer and fucking Bud Light. I mean, it should be 50 cents or a quarter for
I was
pool.
gonna say,
Dude, that's the hands down the shittiest bar ever, but I love it, and I love you too, Lou, if you're listening. Shout out to the Sandbar.
Yeah, didn't they like make you royalty or something there?
Dude, I'm the prince of the sandbar.
Okay.
Officially.
Same sandbar?
Wow. No, this
The
he said it
sandbar,
was in.
it's Houghton Lake.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys saw it, but a minute ago when I was talking about nostalgia, these two guys are like whispering.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's really secretly an old bastard. We gotta kick this old bastard out.
Yeah, Joey gives me shit for it all the time. I'm just like, dude, we perfected all the stuff that you guys now are trying to recreate.
Hey man, I paved the way
That's
for
not
skinny
true.
jeans, so
Hold up.
No, the skinny jeans were out with the punkers in the '90s, and they just cut a bunch of fucking holes in the front of them. And I said, "Fuck, fucking." Stupid
fucking.
goddamn stupid skinny jeans bullshit. Give me my Jankos back, bitches.
Jankos and Airwalks.
I want my Jankos back.
I'm calling it. We're done.
There's
nowhere else to go after
these are skinny jeans to me, and these are Old Navy straight leg boot cut.
We had our psychic and her husband on a couple weeks ago, and before the show, she looked at my jeans and he's like, "Did you paint those on?" I'm like, "These aren't even my tightest pants, bro. This ain't even my final form."
He did say that. I forgot all about that.
I got a pair of jeans they might as well be leggings.
Jeggings.
How is that even
Dude,
comfortable?
I tried out a pair of skinny jeans once.
They're not comfortable.
They're
But
not.
damn, does my ass look good in them?
I went to the bar with one of my friends, right? And we're walking in, and he's like asking for the ID, the bouncer is, and he looks at my buddy. He goes, "Are you wearing sweatpants? Because we have a dress code." He goes, "These aren't sweatpants." He goes, "What are they?" He goes, "They're jeggings." I'm like, "What the fuck?" He's like, the guy's like, "What the fuck are jeggings?"
What bar were you at that has a dress code?
What was it?
Hamilton Street.
Retros?
Yeah, Hamilton Street's got a dress code. You can't wear sleeveless shirts normally. You can't wear jerseys. You can't
Fuck,
wear a
man.
white T-shirt.
You can't wear jerseys?
You can't wear.
Isn't
a
that the
baseball
same
cap.
way in Bay City? Like,
No, Big
There's
City-
one
Big
bar.
City
West
does-
There's
Sound?
one bar.
one bar has a strict dress code.
I
But
want
all
to
the rest of them don't care how you.
I want to play a
Yeah.
show at Hamilton now and just wear whatever the fuck.
Well, you kind of.
I think at Hamilton-
At the pub, yeah.
it's fine. But if you go to Retro Rocks, like I actually had to ask the guy behind the bar. I'm like, "Am I cool?" Because I was wearing a bandana.
He's like,
I had
"No,
long
you're
hair
not."
At that time, I had a bandana on, a
You're not
sleeveless shirt, my chain was hanging down, and I had camouflage shorts on. And he's like,
He's like, "No, you're not."
"You're
cool."
fine. I know you're
But
not
you're
in a
not
gang.
cool."
You're good."
You're not in a gang.
But
So if
yeah.
you wear sweatpants,
Okay.
you're in a gang.
Apparently, there's a.
You know, the first thing I
sweatpants
see
gang
when I
out
see
there.
someone
mean,
with a
I've heard of the
sleeveless
one
shirt,
sock gang before.
they're in a gang.
well, if you have a bandana on and it's blue, that's
So-
folks
so
in blue. I mean,
So
Gotcha,
Keith could never
gotcha.
go there. Our
Wow.
security guy, Keith,
Yeah.
doesn't believe in sleeves.
No,
So
not even at
Doesn't
weddings.
believe in them. Like they aren't real.
Yeah,
Like he's
about,
never
If
seen
I
a
don't see
sleeve,
them,
so
they're
it just
not
can't
real.
happen.
you wouldn't question it if you saw him. You'd just be like,
You're really like, oh, okay.
all right, man.
he's
All right.
about 6'19" and just as wide.
all right, just do your thing, man. Don't
Do
want
your
the
thing,
sleeves. Okay.
I guess.
This is great. We were doing Battle of the Bands last year for the Pumpkin Festival, and the security there, we're like, well, we're waiting for our security guy to show up, and he's like, "What's he look like?" It's like, well, he's probably not wearing sleeves, maybe a wife beater. And then you see this really large figure off in the distance, like Terminator 2, dude. Go, 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 go.
I got to add on to that too. Later in the night, because I was judging me, you, and a fuck face that's not going to be mentioned
Right.
was judging that show. And I'm sitting there.
Tom.
Do you guys know Reclamation Lost?
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard that.
I have
Anyway.
no clue what you're talking
Anyway, so we're sitting there and I'm trying to like
Reclamation
watch
Lost.
them perform or whatever, and their fucking manager is like standing right in front of me, and I'm like, he can't hear me, so I'm like, I can't ask him to move. So I just call Keith over. I'm like, hey Keith, move that guy somewhere else. And Keith just walks up and he taps him on the shoulder, and the guy like looks at him like he's irritated, and then just like look. I half expected Keith to just pick him up and place him
Wherever he
somewhere
wanted.
else.
Yeah,
Anywhere
pretty
else.
much.
Because if Keith gets a
Outside.
hold of you, you're just going wherever Keith wants you to go.
Yeah.
You know,
Like-
all right, but listen, me being like I'm a shorter person, right? People think that they can just grab me and move me places, man, or pick me up and like put.
I know.
Me, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I am a person.
Respect me.
Respect me.
There's something like I know I didn't do anything in that situation, but I've never felt more powerful in my life than just looking at Keith and going, "Move that guy."
And you were just like,
And that's
I
the thing.
felt like such a boss. I'm like, that guy right there, get him out of here.
For a big dude, he is fast as shit too.
He's like, we call him Vanilla Gorilla for a reason.
Vanilla gorilla.
Yeah, like we were out in the garage and we're getting all punching bag and whatnot. It's like, go ahead, Keith. He kicks the punching bag and it literally goes flying across the garage.
Dude, he put me to shame, and I pride myself on my kicks. My kicks are pretty devastating, and his kicks are like, he kicked that thing. I'm like,
Specific skill set.
right.
And it wasn't even hard. He's just like boot, wham!
For whining.
Oh damn, we got to fix the garage door now.
I'm glad I wasn't walking up at that point.
shout out to Keith. I'm glad he's on our side.
That's right.
Yeah, me too. Me
That's
too.
the guy you want on your back there.
For sure.
Not on your back.
Not on your back.
Well,
Behind
not physically, but behind you.
Behind you.
Right. Wait,
With
what?
one hand gently on your shoulder, maybe
Did
caressing
he just
a little
say
bit.
this?
Hey, we can
Rough.
set him up.
Circular motion.
Clockwise or counterclockwise? Because
Doesn't matter.
it-
Somebody hits that one spot on my back that's got a big old knot. You rub that fucker out. I'll be like, yeah.
Well, his other name is Cheese Wheel, so
Try to guess. I fucking dare you.
I'm just thinking, Brent.
Stop. Let it go. I've never seen that movie, but just follow it.
And this is still what we can joke around with people that we just met today or have seen probably in the futures or in the past. You know what I'm talking about. And we can joke around. Why
got
would
you.
nobody want to join our band?
I know, right?
Right. So if you guys are either
We're-
looking for a bass
dude,
player and a guitarist,
Honestly,
Yes.
I think this should just be the show. Like, no more guests from now on. You
just
guys,
you guys come.
you guys are
Alright.
official cast at this
Hey.
point.
I'm down.
Cool with
Probably
me.
made it past that half an hour mark.
Like I said, after the intro, everything goes downhill. So I mean, we're doing just fine.
Right.
We're right
Jesse-
on schedule.
Jesse messaged me. He's like, "Can I get a list of like the questions or whatever?" And I'm like, "What?"
I've had people ask that too when I'm
What do you
booking.
mean,
They're
man?
like, "So what kind of questions are you going to ask? Like, can you
Fuck.
message it?"
Fuck if I know. Man. Like,
We just kind of go with it.
Talking
and
about
say
what kind of
it.
questions are you gonna ask me?
Wait a minute. There's questions.
We don't have sexual harassment. We have a grading scale.
So I got some pretty big paws.
So funny because Sasha last week, she's like, "I feel so bad for you. You're always with a whole bunch of guys." Like, and Tony's like, "You can hold your own. Don't have to worry about her."
No. See, she's like the silent killer because like the conversation will come to a lull and then she'll pop up something and we're laughing for. Are you serious? Right now, you like waited for the whole time to say that,
You got a
and you were
special
literally
skill set.
pissing yourself.
Special skill set.
Yes.
Well, you are kind of tall enough for. I mean, the cheese wheel.
No, I'm not. No.
Shout out to Keith, aka Vanilla Gorilla, aka Tiny Spoon, aka Cheese Wheel.
Is that everything?
What's great is no. There's one or two more,
I
isn't
don't-
there?
I can't remember, dude. I give him so many nicknames.
Tiny
aka Big
Spoon.
Hoss,
He came up with Tiny Spoon himself because he's like, I want to cuddle. Call me Tiny Spoon.
aka Big
And you're
Hoss,
looking up at him going, wait a minute.
Dude, you guys should
AKA
just call him Tiny Spoon. Like, you,
aka Move That Guy.
AKA move that guy.
hey, Tiny Spoon,
Move that guy.
move that guy. Can you imagine being moved by a dude named Tiny Spoon?
Or Cheese Wheel.
Or Cheese Wheel?
Cheese wheel.
Hey, Cheese Wheel. Oh,
Hey,
shit.
bud. Hey, bud.
Go, 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 go,
bud.
go.
Bad.
We
Bunch of fucking hosers there, man. I'll tell you what.
We actually had a combo about it anyways. Like, on the car right here, it was all, well, what kind of questions are they going to ask? And Jesse's like, well, they never gave me a list. I'm like,
I said-
they're probably going to ask the same questions as normal. Like what kind of bands you've been in? What kind of band does your band sound like? Which everybody's going to say, oh, a little bit of power slop. And they were power slap.
So the Lone Rangers.
Yes, yes.
We actually have a song where I do the freaking
The Lone Ranger.
quoting from another movie of Airheads.
Yes.
Awesome.
When it's what was it? Was it Ugly Dan? I can't remember the guy's name.
No.
now, though.
Which one?
When they
Handsome Dave or
Oh
something.
no, it's Handsome Dan.
Oh, at the radio station?
Yeah. And he's all like, yeah!
Mr. Scream, right?
Mr. Scream. Yep. And Handsome Dan is really an ugly dude. That was actually not
He
from
wipes
Airheads.
his ass with his record contract. How rock and roll is that?
I'm misquoting a movie. That was actually from the Kiss movie. That's from the Kiss movie.
Is it Almost Famous?
No.
No.
For the young kids, and they were
Detroit
Kiss
Rock
Oh,
City.
yeah,
Yes.
Detroit Rock.
That was from
Detroit City.
Detroit Rock City because there's
Good
like, yeah, okay, well,
You're keeping Tony busy. So.
Every time he
Beating the
peeks,
shit out of this thing. All right, okay.
That's what
I
this is. Cool.
know how to do that good because I sing karaoke at Jake's South End. And I'm always when I do creep, I'm like hit the high note.
Shameless
and bring it,
plug.
like, way out of there. I know Alto's not listening, but Alto's the awesomest karaoke guy ever.
By the way, Sasha says that she loves me, and I didn't just make that up. It's really right here in the chat.
Whatever. Stop trying to use our audience to make you feel better, Heather.
Do what I can.
Well, we were talking about
Yeah, you
questions that would be asked, and that was, I don't know.
How
I
much?
kind of answered a few shows of like,
I really didn't know how to answer that question. I'm like,
what kind of shows have you guys played in your career?
You know, the kind where you walk in and you hear.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots.
I got something.
You know, speaking of that,
Something
I
like
had a
this.
SPDS once for Devil's Club, and I actually went in there, and on the one pad I made it go do 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 do. The
I
other
almost
pad went
asked-
do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. And then I did that, and then I had the system is down, and I played them all at the same time. They were like, "We never should have let him buy that thing."
What was that
Then I
called?
found there's a snake in my boots. So every once in a while during practice, I'd be like, "There's a snake in my boots." And they'd be like,
What did you call that?
"What?"
What was that thing you're using?
The
SP, whatever.
that SPDS.
I was
using
going to
it
ask you
for-
how'd you cure that because I wasn't sure you were doing it. I was just like,
There it is.
how do you cure that?
It's a cool sampling pad that drummers should never have because you can actually hook a mic up to it and
Because
you can record a fart and then and a drummer would be like, "That's the only thing I'm using." The whole time.
Wait a
Then
minute.
they'd be like,
I
"What
need this
the-
in my life now.
That's all we would do the whole time.
don't you hate it when bands hate too much creativity?
Right?
That's butt rock.
But I was
Yeah.
I think you just played some like a new type of music, like the new genres, right?
Yeah, you were just saying how we needed more new genres.
I was
Yeah.
saying how we don't even.
Oh, too late.
Because how many different metal genres
We're
are there?
folk, alternative, posicore, electronica.
Polka.
Bluegrass.
with a little bit of reggae in there.
We're speed metal polka.
You know what? Say what you want. I'd listen to it.
I'll pull
Did you
that.
guys ever see that video of like
Never.
the guys in Lederhosen? And I don't even know who it was. It's like 6 Feet Under or Cannibal
Screaming
Corpse. or something.
Seagulls?
No, they're. It's.
Or was it the Steven Seagal?
Let me see if I can
Steven
find
Are
that.
you talking about a
Dude,
Radio
that's
Disney?
awesome.
Is
Steven
it a Radio
Seagal's
Disney version of a song?
No,
Because
it.
the Slipknot Radio Disney is so fucking awesome.
There's
What?
a Norwegian.
So is the Cannibal Corpse Radio
There's a-
Disney?
There's a Norwegian
Yes.
band called the Steven Seagulls.
Seagulls,
Yes.
isn't it?
And
Yeah, seagulls.
they play like weird bluegrass folk versions of metal songs.
Yeah,
They're
I've
pretty
seen
dope.
them.
They did The Trooper by Iron Maiden, which is my favorite Iron Maiden song. And
I
it's
had,
really-
Who likes Iron Maiden?
I had an album I got
doesn't
one
like
time, and it
Iron
was
Maiden?
called it was Metallica, but it was covered by a bluegrass band, and it was called Fade to Bluegrass, and I thought that was the coolest album ever.
That was a great record.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Fade to Bluegrass.
Yep.
So good.
You want to know a really sweet? You want to know something you should check out? Have you heard of the Mutant Members Only Club?
Should I have?
There's
You-
crickets in the room right now.
You should You should
I
check
can't
it
do the
out.
cricket sound. Where's
They
Maddie
have
at?
2 songs you should check out. One is called "Senior Citizen Killing Spree," and the other is called "Bigfoot Murdered My Family."
Those are great
Oh.
names.
And they are a doo-wop folk punk
Oh,
band.
good lord! Yes, I've seen them.
A doo-wop full.
Did you ever
Punk
see
band,
the Ned Flanders?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they
Band.
suck.
Oakley
They
Dokley?
suck.
Oh, the
Oakley
Oakley Dokies.
Oh,
They're all
not-
right.
No,
They're all
not
right.
good.
Come on, that's like saying I wrestled a bear once is horrible.
I don't know if I ever heard a song.
Oh my good god. Well, speaking of things that nobody's heard before, he never got to hear the Amazing Horse song. So Brad showed it to him. the
Yeah.
other day.
You guys know this?
My horse is amazing.
There's like a
He
Give it a
never
lick.
heard it.
It's just like raisin.
Yeah, that's like a 10-hour.
Turns into a plane, and when you
There's a 10-hour
And then
video
back
of that.
again when you tug on its wing. Get,
Ooh, that's dirty. Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Sweet lemonade.
sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade, yeah, sweet lemonade. Check on my horse. I was like
the
that.
universe and all the other places too. I think you'll find that the universe pretty much covers everything.
Shut up, woman, get on my horse. I like the.
So, not to disappoint, but we just lost like almost everybody.
Good. They don't deserve to be here.
Mission accomplished. Welcome
That
to the
was
shit
amazing.
show.
Yeah, somebody sent me that, and it was like a 10-hour video.
Oh.
Yeah,
Did you
it's-
watch it
it
all?
loops.
No,
I tried.
No.
I
Hell
tried to get
no.
through the 10-hour version. When I was like
It loops
16.
for 10 hours.
I didn't even
that would be
attempt
quite
it.
a feat.
It was. I got like
Once.
3 hours in, and I'm like,
That was a one
Yeah,
and
I
done
just
for
stopped.
me.
Can't
One
do
and
it.
done.
Now, imagine how I felt when we're at band practice and these guys just start singing, and like I'm just sitting there like, all right, this is a thing right now.
That's kind of how I feel at the show. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's probably the best thing that ever happened on the show.
I don't know. You guys had a Step Brothers moment, which was kind of cool.
Oh, me and
Hannah.
Hannah, yeah.
I should have worn my stepbrother's shirt.
Did we just become good friends?
We did. You want to do karate in the garage?
Yes. There's so much more room for activities.
We shouldn't have made the bunk beds. This is a horrible idea.
I think if we're talking about my favorite Hannah moment, so it's probably the beer and broccoli sprouts.
Oh God.
We have a nutritionist friend that comes on the show, and me and Keith were sitting here trying to figure out ways to make beer healthy.
Mhm.
And she's talking about these broccoli sprouts, which is like some superfood or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're like, if you like put it into a blender with
Exactly.
some beer and made a broccoli sprout beer smoothie, could that be a healthy way to consume beer? And she was not having it.
Not at all.
Technically, beer's still kind of healthy.
I mean, you can live for 80
you can live
days.
80 days on it.
Just beer.
You can.
The next time she comes on, we have to
I will
ask her.
tell you, by the way,
Just say Dr. Russ said.
there was one time
Dr. Russ.
I couldn't.
Hey, you want to start a podcast and call it Dr. Russ?
Yeah.
Hey, I can tell you a lot of good things, but I'll tell you that in a second.
After that.
This is one good thing.
But wait, there's more.
I was going through a rough time and I couldn't eat food. Like anytime I ate anything, I just wanted to vomit and throw it up. So I stopped eating food. All I did was drink beer. So I came home from work, drank beer. 30 pack a day, which is not good, but I did it anyways. And I lost 30 pounds in a month.
Well, you know what
the
they say,
the
a 30 a
Bush
day
Light
keeps
diet.
the doctor away.
Yeah.
But it was
The Bush Light.
the Bush Light diet is what I called it. I lost 30 pounds in a month.
That's right. You've heard it here first.
So
our
a pound a
listeners.
day.
Well,
Dr. Russ
that's the
says.
thing. Like a lot of,
Hey.
you'll find like a lot of alcoholics.
Dr.
that
Russ just
lose
said that
a lot
a
of weight.
third.
Yeah, because that's all you're
Yeah.
doing is drinking beer.
Uh,
You're not
I
eating
think that
food.
was day.
I think that's like what happened
For a
to
month, you can lose 30
Bam
pounds.
Margera. is
30
like
pack a day.
why he
for
was
a
so
month.
skinny.
The Bush diet.
Bush Light
It
diet.
sounds like an expensive diet.
30 pack a day for 30.
Well, I had to leave my dad one because he said, "Don't drink the whole
So
thing. As long as there's
29.
one for me."
29.
So
I
you
won't
drink
question it.
29 a day.
I did.
for
But
29
from
days.
the hours of 5 o'clock until 11, and then I went to bed.
30.
No, hold on. I'm still wondering how
So
you
it was
lose
in like
weight
6
doing
hours.
this.
I drank 29.
It's probably all the
beers.
piss that he.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I went
It's just
from
leaking at that point.
I actually got down to 168 pounds.
Hold on. When was the last time you pissed yourself? You were so drunk.
I never have.
Oh man,
Seriously?
Nope.
Yeah, seriously.
that's not a good feeling.
Never have.
We're trained professionals, man.
I've never vomited myself.
I've done
No.
that a few times.
I've never actually thrown up on beer unless I've mixed it with weed.
Oh, that's
I've woken up and said, "Who pissed my pants?" 'Cause I was like so confident that I'm like, I did not piss my. Like I looked at my fiance, my ex-fiance. I looked at her and I was, "Why'd you piss the bed?" And she's like, "Why did you piss the bed? You drunk fucking idiot!"
I hate to say that I've fallen for that before.
So why'd you piss the bed? You're like, maybe I did.
It was maybe it was
You gotta be like really convincing. You gotta wake up. You're like, "Oh, babe, come on! Like, what are you doing?"
The worst part is this is like back when I was a lot younger, and I didn't even know who the person was. They like were drunk, fell asleep next to me on the pull-out couch, and peed on me. Worst experience ever.
It sounds kinky.
So did he
It
pull out?
wasn't.
Were you really warm and then really cold?
He blamed it on me, but yeah.
So
yeah,
did he
that
pull
happened,
out?
Like, oh.
You know what I
None of that happened.
You know what I blame it on?
What's that?
The alcohol.
Yeah.
But I've got another good thing is at work. There's a lot of guys that bitch and complain about their wives. Oh, my wife, blah blah blah. She won't blah blah
There we
blah.
go, Dr. Russ.
And
Dr. Russ.
This is a Dr. Russ moment.
He's gonna have his
So-
own show.
That's right.
One-
Hold on, we got to get him and Ian on the podcast. It's the Dr. Russ and
Dr.
Ian
E show.
So this guy, he says to me, "Man, my wife's all bitching at me, blah blah blah, and I just want to come home from work and just do my thing." So I said to him, "Well, let's see if you got strike one. When you come home from work, what's the first thing you do? Do you help your wife, cooking dinner or whatnot? Well, no, I don't do that. What do you do?" I said. He goes, "Well, I sit down on the couch and I crack a beer." I'm like, "All right, that's strike number one." Now, when you come home from work, do you help your kids with their schoolwork or anything like that? Play with the kids and whatnot. Maybe get them into doing some housework or,
Right.
Maybe some yard work or something like that. No, why the hell would I do that? That's strike number two. So let's see. Do you do any cleaning around the house? Do you run the vacuum or anything like that? Help with the dishes? No. I get done with dinner and I crack my beer and I sit down on the couch. I said, "Well, that's strike number three. And let's just go with for fun here. Do you have a TV in your bedroom?" "Well, sure I do." And I said, "That's strike number four." So there's no TV in my bedroom. My bedroom's for two things: sleeping and doing it. If I'm not doing it, I'm sleeping. If I'm not sleeping, I'm doing it.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not in the bedroom.
Sometimes both.
The TV's in the living room. What if you want to watch porn? There's a phone. But what do you need porn for? Porn's right there. It's
Right.
a woman.
Exactly.
Yeah, porn's when she's out of town.
And he actually said to me, he's like, "Man, you should be a marriage counselor."
It's not that complicated.
No, not really.
Isn't.
All you got to do is, instead of just coming home and sitting on your ass, you help out with stuff. And you maybe, do a little bit of laundry here or there.
Yeah,
Maybe
take
she
it-
asked you,
There-
"Take that laundry basket downstairs for me, could you?"
There is
Sure
something
thing.
Take out the damn garbage once in a while.
I do that all the time. But
Right.
I think
Hold on,
that
though.
sometimes the woman should be able to take garbage out too, but
Right.
there's a different,
Well,
there's a
it's-
different thing for
I
it in our
agree.
house. But
There's something to be said for crazy bitches, though. I'm just gonna say it, man.
They're
Put that
crazy?
out there. Like the you can do no right bitches are the ones that I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I think I found all of them.
Preach.
I've been there.
The bitch, I just bought you fucking flowers and chocolates and shit for Valentine's Day, and you're still gonna get mad at me
Oh yeah.
about my fucking cousin liking my fucking Facebook post.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah,
that's
me
never
too.
happened to
Hey
me.
baby, let's go out. What kind of ice cream do you want? I'm not my mother. Wow. All
Why
right.
can't you grow 2 more inches? Heard that one a few times. And I'm 6'3", so she's not talking about my height.
Why can't you be hung like your father? How do you
Oh
know?
my God.
I don't know what to be mad at right now.
Wow.
If Amber Lee's listening, she's awesome and she's my wife and I love her to death. She can't do anything wrong.
How many bonus points can I score by Russ?
Hey, I love my wife.
Someone's pandering.
Ask her about Monday.
Yeah, how's Monday going? They drew on our chalkboard thing.
They had a
It's
chalkboard
supposed to
of
be
a
a
weekly
food
thing.
board.
Yeah.
Where she could write down overhead.
Oh,
We just
that
talk
makes
about
Sunday
it
Interesting.
via text messages because I work so much.
Sunday
I don't really get to
fun
talk
day.
to her about nothing. Half the time on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I used to get home from Essexville, which we can't practice in Eskville and Boo Eskville. You suck. At least it's back at home now, and I don't have to go anywhere, so I'm kind of happy about that. But we got this chalkboard thing, and you're supposed to write down the food things. Well, dildo and dildo over here draw a dildo and boobs and a half-ass vagina with a little bit of butthole peeking through.
So you're into art.
And I didn't see it.
There was so many dildos in that section.
Amber did see it, and she took a picture of it, and it made her day. It made her laugh. She sent me the picture.
You can't be in a band that's not as immature as you.
No.
Like it's got to be on the same exact
You
level.
have to be.
You can't.
Half the time I'm throwing Nerf bullets at him. Or
Dude, we were just talking about this. We were setting back up in his basement, and it's been a while since we've been down there. And I look over at this table, and it's like, you know those buffet tables, the big long ones, like the size of this wall.
Yeah,
it's filled like almost to the ceiling of the basement with Nerf guns. And I'm like, holy shit! And we were like, can you imagine if Russ started dating again? Like, oh, you and your kids must really love Nerf. I ain't got no kids.
Dude, but mind you, I score cool points because on the other wall is a 6-foot fish tank that has my turtle in it.
nice.
So we rescued her.
Dating's interesting for me, bringing girls back to my place. 'Cause it's such like it's a fucking wreck. There's like 40-ounce
everywhere.
bottles everywhere.
You got the like divider curtain between you and your
Excalibur.
mom. Like,
Big black one. What's that for?
Fuck you with my grandma, bitch.
Joke's on you.
No, but you walk in, and then there's
joke's on her, the girl that.
That's true.
If we do fuck, she's gonna be even more disappointed.
So yeah.
Because again, where's the extra 2 inches?
Jeez.
What about the girth, though? I mean, it'd be like.
Cheese wheel, man. It's a cheese wheel. No, but then I got like my fucking paintball shit that's just laying around. It's like, it's a fucking mess in there, man.
Paintball gear, man, that's like the 80s. You gotta get into the airsoft. My AR is sitting in the
Yeah,
basement.
paintballs.
Yeah.
Old.
Paintball's over.
Yeah, airsoft's just for girls that don't like to get hit by paintballs.
Mine shoots 450 feet per second. What's yours?
2 inches.
He's like,
Standard paintball gun is 270, so
Oh, damn.
mine's
Came
about
with
double.
facts.
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 Oh.
You got me, man.
Ours were all chronoed at 270.
Yeah,
when
and
we
did you
shot
know that if you
paintball.
drink a
Friends
30
play.
Really?
pack
We
a
did
day for 30
375.
days?
We had them at
You go
270.
lose
because
your
How long can
270
hold
just
on?
under
How long
breaking
can you
glasses.
survive on beer for?
Really?
For
80
80
days.
years?
Roughly
80 days.
80 something.
80 years.
But I've been surviving for
Wait a minute.
28 years.
80 years.
I get the connection now. The book Around the World in 80 Days.
Yeah.
Just
all the
Beer.
different beers.
Beer.
There's a lot of different awesome beers.
Hell yes, there is.
Sucks.
There's some that
I
are
can't-
like, fuck that shit.
But you still drink it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like a sip,
You
and then
can't
I'm
let
like,
it go to
"Man, let
waste."
me.
dude, my
No,
2 favorite
no.
beers are free and cold, in that order.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I really didn't like Hell's Half Mile until I had it warm. When it was warm,
I didn't think
delicious.
I didn't
Ice
think I liked
cold?
PBR.
I hate PBR. I will always hate PBR.
Shut up.
You can never give me
Shut
free
up.
PBR.
Shut your mouth.
I will not
See the
drink it.
faces
PBR.
going on.
Shut your mouth.
I will
mean-
not drink it.
I went to
That's like, hey man,
Did you
try the
guys need
Strohs.
another room or
Sure.
something?
my girlfriend wanted to go to this concert, Palisades, and like Secrets and Too Close to Touch, like a bunch of like bands that I don't really listen to. But I'm like, whatever, I'll go and I'll get shit faced. I bought one Guinness. It was like $10,
Oh.
and I'm like, I'm not doing that again. So I'm like, what's your cheapest beer? She's like, we got $1 PBRs. And I'm like, I'll take that. That sounds like right up my alley. And that was my
Nope.
first PBR ever. And I'm like, it's not.
It's
It was a waste of a
yeah.
dollar.
I drink King Cobra. Like, fuck.
King
Yeah,
Cobra
PBR
is
is
actually
basically
good
step up.
compared to PBR.
So
Mole from Hikori drinks PB or the King Cobra and Colt 45 and Big Bear. Oh yeah, you give him a 40 of Big Bear, he's happy.
I'm happy with anything that comes in 40 ounces.
we are getting some merch done by Andy Smith, and he renamed his company. It's My Merch Guy.
Plug.
Yeah, plug. Shameless.
That's fine. Do it. Go with it.
But this is a koozie that we're getting made up,
That's fucking dope.
right?
I want a
Nice.
T-shirt of
Oh,
that.
I like
If you
that.
guys
Why is
can't
it that-
see it at home, it's like the PBR logo, but instead of PBR, it says Cura on it.
If you send that
And
to
Pure
me,
Michigan,
Michigan.
metal.
send a picture of that to me, and I can post it.
Can we
on
share that?
Yeah.
Pure Michigan.
I want a fucking T-shirt with that on it.
I want to
That's
kick,
Dude,
like,
maybe.
do a full on, like,
Maybe.
running kick to
T-shirt?
Tim Allen's face for doing the commercials for
Pure
Pure Michigan.
Yeah,
Pure Michigan.
Oh my god.
So Kyle and I were talking about the house show that's coming up, and he's like, yeah, I got these T-shirts made, and we're like, sweet, dude. And Harley's like, I want one. I'm like, yeah, I want one too. Save me. I'm like, I wear a large or whatever. And he's like, okay, I can give you half off. I can't really do any better than that. I'm like, what the fuck, man? He's like, yeah, they cost me like $7 a piece or whatever. I'm like, we get our shirts made for like $2.50 a piece,
Right.
like at the most.
Yeah, there's one like right there.
I'm like, who are you going to that charges you fucking that much money?
That's a monkey that is our mascot. His name's Jack.
We actually drank beer with that monkey.
We actually drank beer with that
He
monkey.
is an alcoholic.
Really?
Yeah, like he was
Yeah.
literally hopping from shoulder to shoulder
He
trying to
didn't like
steal
me
our
because
beer.
I wasn't drinking. So
I
he
was his favorite.
took my earring and then went and was taking everybody's beer.
Yeah, he was trying to eat my. Yeah,
I was
like,
drinking.
dude, really?
I was drinking Corona that night, and he would not leave me alone.
Every time somebody would get up to go to the fridge and get a beer, he would hop over to them.
Hop right on their back.
Oh yeah, there's pictures.
He's sitting there and he's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?"
So somebody's got a PBR, and then even that monkey won't even drink PBR.
Like, no, forget it.
Nope, not gonna do it.
That was a
Not
good night.
gonna
though.
do it.
God, that was so cool. Because, like, we literally put the word out to all of our friends. We're like, "Hey, we're partying with a monkey." They're like, "Whatever,
Bullshit.
bullshit."
Keith had to work. He was like an hour late for work already, but still stopped in because he's like, I heard there was a monkey here.
No, he walks in. He's like, "Someone promised me monkey," and I'm like, "Right there."
Right there.
Yeah. I literally went through like all of my contacts, and I'm like, guys, there's a monkey. Bring beer, and bring some for yourself.
That's
You're
still
gonna get
similar
one.
to when people find out you have a turtle, because they're all like, "What? You have a turtle?" I'm like, "Yeah." The half door's shut. It means it's on the first floor. Well, where is it? I don't know. You'll hear it going vroom, 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 across the floor eventually. Most times she just hides.
I had a pet rabbit.
That's like
that-
when people find out Brad has a girlfriend. They're like, wait.
What? Brad has a girlfriend?
She's on the first floor.
I saw that picture.
Does she
with a
keep
zebra
escaping?
shirt on and
Yeah.
them tight shorts.
You know what, Brad? I'm disappointed. There was a perfectly good your mom joke there.
Yeah,
Oh.
You could have been like, yeah, it's even more surprising when they find out it's your mom.
Brad, you lost it. You lost it.
Another slow pitch down the middle.
Wow.
I
Holy
got
crap.
my one in. That's all I wanted.
That's like the best picture I could get of him.
I got-
is that Jack?
Yeah.
I got the real fucking picture.
Where's Jack?
There's a video of him too.
We named
Where
the
be
monkey
Jack?
Jack.
Yeah.
Where be Jack? Ahoy, mateys! I
What
see
kind
the
of
monkey.
is he again?
He's a cotton top tamarin.
Oh yeah.
You
Now
just
he
made a
looks
face
funny.
and you looked like Barbosa.
Oh yeah, we
Does
named the
that.
monkey Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
Don't encourage him, man.
Yar!
Yeah.
That's not until August.
Commandeer, commandeer the ship.
Old people, man.
Wait, watch it though.
Pirate talk is
Sorry,
I'm
what?
old too.
I
Yeah, when is National Pirate Day?
Okay, that's
It's
fine.
in either
Every day.
September. It's either
When
August
is
or
what the
September.
fuck now?
There's National Pirate Day.
Talk
Actually-
like a pirate day.
May
National Butt
30th.
Pirate Day.
Or not May 30th.
National Talk Like a Butt Pirate.
The weekend of
Har.
what is it? Memorial Weekend. There's
Something like
actually a pirate and mermaid fest that's over in
Oh, yeah.
Manistee,
Really?
and
Well,
we were
before-
supposed to go for the wife's birthday because her birthday is the end of May. So
Before I show you
Sweet.
September 19th.
Thank you.
before I show you more
It's
chat
natural-
pictures,
that's
I just want
National
to show you
Pirate
this
Day?
picture of
Wednesday,
Justin McCauley
September 19th.
making the blue.
why has it
steel.
got to be on a Wednesday?
He's doing the blue steel.
That's
look.
not even Monday.
I know. I mean, it is. Well, I mean, I guess it's appropriate. It's hump day.
Doesn't matter what day.
Yeah.
Booty.
Hardy booty.
Surrender the
Any day is
booty.
good for the booty.
I actually have a sign that's tacked on my board. All who enter must surrender the booty.
That's him sitting on my Corona.
Yeah, there's a video too.
That's
I think posted. Is it on the Don't Make This Weird?
It's probably.
Is that the one where he was bitching at you because you kept moving your beard?
Yeah.
So just in
Dude,
case,
we had to
of my
cut him
life.
off.
just in case the wife is listening, yes, your birthday is 5/30/81.
Nice.
You're on
fucking
this.
pandering, man.
Just
Really go.
I don't remember my own birthday. That's awesome.
That's
My
impressive.
birthday is 4/4/80. I'm an old bastard.
What? What was yours?
4/4/80.
7/22/94.
Jesus.
Wow, I was 14 when you were born. Yep, I'm old enough to be your dad.
I think I feel like my
I was
boyfriend's
born in
27,
76. That's all I remember.
and I'm 37.
14.
So yeah. Yeah.
I was 14. I'm old enough.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nah.
My cousin,
Mom?
my cousin and his wife, there was a 11-year difference between
Pretty
them
sure
two.
my mom fucked Marky Mark.
What?
There's pictures of my mom hanging out with Mark and Donnie Wahlberg in Boston,
So was it a good
Boston.
vibration?
like before
Wait,
I was born.
Was it back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark?
Yeah.
And Donnie was in.
And
New
that's
Kids on
how
the
they
Block.
used to make the party start.
Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. We're hanging out in Boston.
They
bud.
used to mix
Hey,
in
bud.
with Bacardi.
Down at the
Hard.
back.
Whoa.
Boston, bud. Hey, bud.
Going down to the harbor.
Gonna get a couple cold ones and go hang out in Boston, eh?
In the harbor.
In the harbor.
Get in the fucking car.
Oh, Bobby.
In the cat.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some coffee.
Bobby.
Oh man.
Do you like apples? I got a number. How do you like those apples?
Why do you want to play college hockey? Shout out to Miracle. It's the only line I remember. From that movie.
That was a
Cat, I'm a
impressive.
peacock. I got to fly. Just let me fly.
Did you ever do a dust pop? Everybody's done a dust pop. Is that a wooden gun?
Hits him in the face. With that was dude. That movie, like, a bunch of people told me that movie sucked before.
That movie was
Oh,
great.
man, it
And
was
so
awesome.
I went in and saw,
It was
like,
awesome.
I went in with like
So you
super
like
low
almonds?
expectations,
I like almonds.
and then was just blown away.
The other guys?
Gator needs his gate.
That was such a good movie, man.
I've not watched it either.
Those people.
All the
suck.
Gators bitches best be wearing Jimmy's.
Oh,
This show is like mostly movie quotes for the most
Yeah.
part.
yeah.
Fluent music and movie quotes.
That's my life.
That's why you fit in so well.
Yeah.
Half the time people ask me, "Hey Russ, what you think about?" Dun, 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 dun,
Well,
dun.
the microphone
What?
gave up.
What was that?
Wow. It's got crippling depression.
First your father, and now your microphone.
Yep.
It's even better because of like how quiet you are.
And they just comes with the
Sad.
punches, man.
He's just sitting all in the back of the bus.
My-
Hey guys, I'm back here, bud.
so both me and my like both of my sisters and I all have deadbeat dads. They're all different too. Mom got around.
It happens.
Love you, Ma.
I think it's time you should call her. Isn't that part of the show?
I'm not drunk enough to call her.
Yeah, that's true. He has done that before.
But so my
Hey,
little
Ma, you
sister,
proud of me? I'm drunk on a podcast.
so my little sister comes
You
in.
made it.
My little sister came in the room one day and she's like, "Hey Joe, what's it like to have a dad?" I'm like, "I don't know, Hannah. You tell me." Neither one of us knows. That's the joke.
But oh, tink.
Fun.
Next time you tell that story, you got to make sure that the thank you note music is playing.
Please enlighten us.
Well, from the Fallon,
Oh,
from the Late Show, the thank you
yes.
note music.
Yep. Now I know what you're talking
The
about.
wife actually said that the other day she was writing thank you notes, and I was like, "Are you playing the music?" And she was like, "No." So I sent her the link in the text message.
Do people really stay up and watch the Late Show?
I guess. I don't know.
we actually DVR it so we can watch it the next day
Oh,
because
Why?
because I get
the
home
most old
now
person thing you can do
after
with
6.
technology.
and I used to get home at 4:30.
DVR.
So at 4:30 in the afternoon, what's on? SpongeBob. So we would watch SpongeBob while we ate dinner. And at 6 o'clock,
That's true.
SpongeBob was not on. So we can't watch SpongeBob.
Wheel of
I'm
Fortune.
not watching fucking Wheel of Fortune. I'm not watching goddamn news.
Jeopardy.
Why would I want to watch the news?
goddamn
I want to see
SpongeBob.
all this bad shit all the time. Why would I want to see all this bad shit all the time? So
I once went to bed at 7 o'clock to Wheel of Fortune. That's the oldest I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah. The next day you're crying in your lime jello and smelling like Ben Gay.
Asking who pissed your
So what's
pants.
let me
Who
what's
pissed my
worse?
pants?
Somebody that watches late night TV or somebody that DVRs late night TV?
DVR.
I'm
By
not
far.
You can
if
only
I'm
play
up, I'm
both
playing
of
a
them.
drinking game. I'm not up at 11 o'clock at night on purpose. It's all accidental. So I left band practice. I'm 8 beers in. I might as well continue. I mean,
I guess.
I play Candy Crush. This is my guilty
That
pleasure.
logic makes sense.
it does make sense. I mean,
It checks
you're
out.
already up. I'm going to play a drinking game.
So that's your guilty pleasure is you play Candy Crush? Or
Dude,
was that a joke?
no, my guilty pleasure is let me find what level I'm on. Because it's like no joke.
It's bad.
Dude, I'll play it every night and I usually fall asleep with it in my hand. I'm like, oh man, I gotta go to bed. But hold on.
Worst part is when you're like laying there
Here's
holding
the-
your phone,
hold
it
on.
comes and like lands on your face.
Here's a
Yes.
perfect example though of people who think that like being in a band is just party nonstop 24/7.
It's not.
It's not an exciting life at all.
Dude, it's not. I mean,
It is when you're playing a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is it.
It's
Prepping
worth
for a
it.
show, the rest of the time it's all like, why are you playing that wrong? Why are you playing the way you played it last time?
It's
I don't
literally-
remember what I played.
Dude, the only time it's special is when you're playing a show.
Yeah.
It's a job all
Yeah.
the other times.
Why
Yeah.
can't anyone get here on time?
1,429.
That's
I
wait, a
What?
level?
Wow.
That's a level?
That's the
That
level.
is a
I'm on.
level.
Wow.
Okay, how many of them have you bought?
I haven't bought any. I haven't
Oh.
invested any money in it. I'm not
Which-
like Clash of Clans.
I won't do that.
people.
Whoa,
I
played
spent
Clash of Clans for a
$10.
little bit.
I spent
How much
Yeah.
money did you put in?
Wait a minute.
None.
So you
No, I don't
earned
buy-
over
I don't
1,000
pay for
levels
it.
all by playing.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some people are like, I just bought the shit by that point.
Was Clash of Clans the one where you're building, or is that Clash Royale? What one's the?
Clash of Clans is the one where you build your base
Okay,
up.
yeah, I was playing the other one.
Are you
Clash
still
Royale
playing
was-
Clash?
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah. Stranger Tides, if anybody wants to join.
Arr.
Gets the reference. But the funny part is, my name on there is Mad Max or Road Warrior. I'm a Road Warrior.
Nice.
So we had the Mad Max reference when it was Lord Humongous. Everybody had a Mad Max type name.
Right.
And then I was like, I can't change it now because I already got the free change. I'm not paying to change my name again.
Master Blaster.
It was originally Jeb Chainsaw. We actually had a Master Blaster.
Nice.
Somebody was Master Blaster. I was Road Warrior. I can't remember what. I think we had Thunderdome was our clan.
Hell yeah.
You know, so everybody had to have a Mad Max style name. And then I switched it up to Stranger Tides because Captain Dookie, my Monday night buddy, he joined up as Captain Dookie. So I was like, okay, at least we got one guy that's got like Captain.
Monday night buddy. Oh my god.
What? We play video games.
My
He
Monday
gets out of the
night
house.
buddy.
Play video games.
And he
He
comes
gets away
over
from his
and-
wife. I get away from mine. We have a little
Yeah, I go
fun.
upstairs into the video game room and we go, hey, bud, and we play a lot of video games and
You
stuff.
don't say hey bud. We
Hey,
say,
buddy.
No, we go, hey, buddy. Buddy, hey, buddy, high five.
You know, that
The whole time, like every like 5
that
seconds.
Canadian accent reminds me. I just recently started watching Trailer Park Boys.
Oh,
God.
Yeah.
great
I
show.
put it off for so long, and
I've
like
never
Great
watched
show.
it.
after I started watching it, I'm
I
like,
can't get into
I'm
it.
like, why did I not
Never
watch
watched it.
this before?
I mean, the dude's like,
Bubbles.
Bubbles?
and his freaking glasses are.
Oh,
thick.
geez, I don't know, Julian.
Great.
I should have worn my glasses.
Named
tonight.
Scorpion.
I had some really thick glasses. I'm blind as a bat.
Here's the thing: didn't think that I was gonna like it because I was like, this just looks stupid.
Yeah.
Which I watched Scrubs, and that's fucking stupid.
Scrubs is
Scrubs
awesome.
is not
Scrubs is
stupid.
great.
Scrubs
Yeah.
is great.
Hey, the
Stupid-
dance on
it's
Fortnite
stupid
actually
in a
came
good
from
fucking
Scrubs.
Okay, I'll accept
Yeah.
that.
So I start. So little Emily got me into it. She's like, "You got to watch Trailer Park Boys," and I'm like, "Whatever, okay." So she puts on one episode. Literally for like the past 2 weeks, all I have done when I get home from work is just binge watch Trailer Park Boys.
Dude.
And I'm like, "This is
Good
the fucking."
choice.
I'm like, "It's so retarded in the best of ways." Like,
I had a buddy who rented Countdown to Liquor Days, like the movie, and he brought over. He's like, "Hey, I rented this. Like, we got to watch it." And I'm like, "What is this, Trailer Park Boys?" You know. So he put it in. I'm like, this is the best shit I've ever seen. He never took that movie back. I think I have it somewhere.
There's so many great characters. Like I don't even think I have a favorite.
Yeah.
Like Bubbles is great. J-Rock is great. Like
J-Rock.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying
Randy, man.
Don't say no more.
And honestly, this is the same stuff that
never
happens
trust a
in
guy
practice.
without a shirt.
Random talking about random stuff, and then
Dude.
it's like for 45 minutes we rock out the set, and then we're like, "Hey man, you remember this thing here?" And like, "Oh my god!" It's like,
Huh?
"Ooh, piece of candy." Ooh, piece of candy.
You know, I mean, you were talking about like being in a band and stuff, and it's like, you know, we all work a lot, and so like, it's funny because like, I notice like we make time to do it, where a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, it's like
I miss being in a band where everybody likes each other.
You know, in
Don't you just have one other person?
These guys secretly hate me.
right.
well, he keeps roofing Dr. E, so that's why he's working with him.
Right.
Come into the studio.
It was a great session.
When he fucking
Great
shows
practice.
up, he's like, he was late to a practice the other day, and he's like, you know how I knew I was late? And I'm like, how? He's like, because I felt like I got a good night's sleep.
But he also works
He's
third
like-
shift.
He woke up and he's like, oh man, I feel great. Fuck! Looks at the clocks. Like when you know you're late before you even look at the clock. That's how you know you work third shift.
Uh-huh.
Yup.
That's one thing I think that counts against you is when you're on third shift and you're trying to be in a band.
Or have a social
Well,
life.
we're both on third,
Well,
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we started, though. Basically, when we started, I was working third shift at the Albuquerque.
I know. And it was
It sucked.
It was pretty rough. I mean, that was one point that I ever made is that my job would never get in the way of my band. It would never get in the way of me playing shows. There would always be a first shift job. I would never take a second or
so I
third
became
shift
a
job
boss,
ever.
so I could.
Right.
So you can make your own schedule.
Yeah, I'm not a boss yet. They still haven't given me the title.
see like where I'm at now with music is like I love it. I'll never stop doing it. I can honestly like say without a doubt in my mind, I will find a way to keep doing it. But at this point, it's like I gotta start thinking about a real career. 'Cause I'm like, you know, I love playing music, but I've never really done it to make it make it my career. It'd be cool. I would love to get fucking paid to just play
Write a
music all the time.
dieting book, man. We already know that the Bush Light diet
Yeah,
works.
works like that. Works.
Dr. Russ, you heard it here first.
See,
That's
I
all
would,
you do is drink beer.
with that, I would lose all my weight because I am gluten allergy. I'd be like, done, dead.
Well,
He
now,
said it would work.
well,
did you die?
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, I did.
well, I've now found a job. I've now found a job that I really enjoy doing, and I'm like, great. Again, though, it's not something that I would do as a career, but now I'm going back to school to do something that I would like to do as a career. But music is never going to be gone from my life. It's just now I'm doing it just a little bit less, and I'm just kind of having fun with it. Like Ian and I from the start, this has been like, we're just going to get together and suck and write some songs and just have a good time and get drunk.
It's tough
Playing
though when you want to make music your career. I mean, I made the
I don't think you should ever set out to make music your career. You should just make music.
Yeah,
and
but
if
when
it
you
happens-
love it that much, it's not about the money.
yeah, if it
I
happens,
mean, if you could pay the bills with it, awesome. But
Yeah.
if it happens
Good
to
luck
work
with
out
that,
that
though.
way,
right.
if it happens to work out that way, that's great. But like, you know, just do it because you like doing it.
Yeah.
And if they want to hear how bad you and him actually suck, they can go to that Super House Friends.
Super House Show Friends.
Yeah,
May
there we go.
19th. Almost
Yeah.
forgot. We'll be,
May 19th.
yeah.
I think these
Are you guys ready?
Fuck, no.
I like this answer.
These guys have known it since like day one, since like the first time we ever jammed together. That's like anytime anybody ever sees us play, is always like you can tell that guy just loves playing the drums.
Right.
He loves playing music.
Yeah.
And that's all I've ever set out to do is just play music. I just want to play. And if something happens, something happens. I'm not going to push for it 100%.
Right.
But I'm going to give my 100% to the band to make it go that direction. If it comes up, it comes up.
Right.
If not, we're just making some freaking music, and if people like it, people like it.
Yeah. See, and what's been great about the transition for me is I started out playing guitar when I was 14, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Wow, I can get paid for this.
Yeah, I got.
Let's get a band together.
I got the history lesson from your mom the other day.
Oh, that had been fun.
That was a great 2-hour long conversation.
You know, so I come off the road because I start having kids, and I'm like, well, shit, I can't do all this stuff. I got to be sober most
Kids
of the
ruin
day.
everything.
So then I'm like, well, let's put a recording studio together. And I'm like, oh shit, you can get paid to do this too. Fuck, all right, great. I love doing this.
Not so much anymore.
I just had a conversation today with like some of my staff, and then we were talking about me like being in a band, and I do all this stuff, and my kid still thinks I'm lame.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you guys were talking about drums,
it will always
earlier.
be like that forever for the rest of your life.
When you guys were talking about drums earlier, when Sean got his new set, my son, he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "It's your drums. Sit down and play." He's like, "No," and I'm like, "Dude, get in there." So we put the drum kit in his room, and I sit down and I just start pounding the crap out of him. Like, that's how you play. He's like, ding, ding, and I'm like, "Really, dude?" So I close the door, and all of a sudden they hear just crashing everywhere, and I'm like, "All right, there we go. Get in there."
He's a great player.
I gave him the talk. Give him the garage band talk. It's like, just get a bunch of your fucking dumb friends together. Start a fucking,
Korean Jesus and the White Guys.
Start a fucking shitty band. Just get in the garage and just be shitty together.
This is how the talk went. Get your fucking friends, get in a fucking garage, play shitty music.
I'm not even
Start a punk band.
That's literally how it went.
I'm glad that talk went better than I think it's time that you have a beer with your old man, son.
Sean's like, "You're not my dad." I'm like, "Not that you know of." And then he's just like, gives me the most confused look I've ever seen in my life.
But that's seriously how it doesn't have to happen, though. I mean, like, you just have to get your friends together and just like start something. You have to start playing something in order to figure out how to get better at what you're doing.
If you sit there going, "Oh, well, we'll do it later. We got to do this first, or we got to do this first," it's like, just shut up and get in the fucking garage, you fucking pansy.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, man, but like there's like kids are not playing music anymore.
Honestly, I think it's just like that failure factor. Like,
You know what
people
I
are
blame it
afraid
on?
to suck. And
I blame
do
it on
something.
fucking SoundCloud rappers. That's
Yeah.
what I blame it on.
That too, but
MySpace.
MySpace, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Busy coding.
It's still like sometimes Brad will come in and he'll bring in a riff and he'll be like, "Man, I just don't think it's that good." And I'm like, "Well, hold on a minute," because there's like 4 or 5 different drum beats I can play to that riff where I can make it sound really fucking cool.
Yeah, and it's a team
Or
effort.
it can be like a really lame beat and make it sound lame. So sometimes he'll play a riff and I'll be like, "Now hold on, I'm gonna switch up the beat. Don't change playing your riff." I'm like, "Just keep playing your riff. I'm gonna switch up the beat on it."
Right.
And try to like throw in a couple different things here or there. And every once in a while he'll get a little spark in his eye and someone's like, "Oh man, I want to freeze that and then let it thaw in the springtime, and then I want to swim in it because it's so awesome." And
Now, do you guys record like your rehearsals?
we don't, but I
We're-
want to.
just started. We were talking about that on the way here.
Yep. We're actually thinking about getting a little recording unit. I know they make those little recording units. They got the little microphones on the top,
Yeah.
And a different band that I was in actually used it for recording purposes during practices and stuff like that to just see how things would come out.
Yeah.
And the old band that we were in, Chainsaw, we actually did take my wife's camera and we set it up and we put up YouTube videos. There's tons of chainsaw videos that are up on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Not tons, like a few.
Well, there's like 15 or 20 of them.
I would
kinda
say
wish-
6.
No, there's like 15 or 20 of them. This is it. You have to get on each one of Amber's YouTube pages to find them all.
You'd know better than me.
I do know better than you.
I kind of wish
The only
somebody
time
would,
you'll ever hear that.
I kind of wish somebody would secretly record Ian and I, just so people could watch it and go, "These guys genuinely hate each other. They genuinely do not like being in the same room together."
No, it's funny is when they show up at the studio, they're like, "Hey man, we're gonna write a couple songs today." Okay, cool. So I go upstairs, make myself something to eat. I'm up there, Adam's rocking arc, or I'm hanging out with my kids. Come downstairs like 3-4 hours later. Like, "You guys ready?" "Oh, we played covers."
Yeah, we'll just start fucking off playing Beatles covers and shit. Like, just get bored. Like,
It's like a good thing I wasn't
Hey,
down
but
here
that's
for
not
3
all we
hours.
do though, because it's like, yeah, we just played covers. Also, we wrote 3 songs in like 2 hours.
You guys ready to
So-
go with it? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Ian's got to go. Really?
Can't leave you two alone
Dude,
ever.
it's because he doesn't want to fucking record with me. 'Cause I'll sit there and do one, like we'll do one song, and it'll take me 5 hours to record like a verse, because I'll sit there and I'll do it over and over and over again, and I'm like, no, the first take was fine.
Oh yeah, we have literally done like over 100 takes, and he's like, I can't do it anymore. He's like, go back and listen to the first one, and I'm like, okay.
And I'll listen to it. I'm
So I
like,
play it, and he's like, oh, that was great. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking punch you.
I'm like, why did we just use that in the first place?
Jesse does actually put his phone out. He'll put his phone out and record some stuff, and it sounds okay sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't sound that okay. I mean, it's gonna be different when we put it down in my basement now, because my basement's set up different than Brad's basement was.
Right.
Brad's basement, it like things sound fuller, and we got down in my basement on Tuesday, and we are kind of like, it sounds okay, but it doesn't sound as good as it did down there. It was a little bit more ambient in Brad's basement.
Just straight cement walls.
Mine, I have
wow.
straight cement walls with carpet on them, and I got carpet on the floor. He doesn't have a whole lot of carpet on his floors.
Cement.
So it's like way open, and it is a little bit airy feeling. So you do get a little bit more of a sound to it. Where mine, it's like you can go in his basement, and mine goes. That's about it. That's all you get out of it. My bass drum's all like, doo, in his basement. Mine's like, that's all you get. So it's kind of.
I don't think it's.
But his vocals actually sound really good in my basement. He's really clear.
They just don't sound good anywhere else.
Yep. Fair.
No, they sound good. I'm just doing a picture between the two basements. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little bit different there. But
I just want to kind of corral the conversation a little bit here, because we're getting ready to wrap up.
Already?
Yeah.
I know, it's been
Boo.
fun.
I think we're over
Oh yeah, we are.
5 minutes. But whatever.
So you guys gonna come back for the album release?
Or anytime.
Album release, but especially being in the middle of it now, I definitely want to get like some music to you guys and actually have a little more to present than what we have right
Dude,
now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are fine, man. You're more prepared than we are, and we run
And we run the show.
August will be a year since we've been doing this. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, a couple things like coming up. You know, we got a couple shows in July. After that, we don't have anything booked. You know, probably just keep writing. You know, we want to get an album done, so we'll have that coming out. We'll have merch that we're gonna send you guys.
Nice.
So that'll be coming in soon.
That'd be
I just talked with Andy, so I mean that stuff should be here next week.
Okay.
show on
July 6th, but
that's kind of going to be a little what we sound like. If anybody wants to jump on board.
Well,
yeah, the
I
big
mean,
one.
for us, like the pub shows are like, you know, really close to heart. You know, it's like we play there quite a bit.
Those days, just gonna be like, oh man, Russ is back, great. How am I gonna mic that thing?
Juan.
One.
Yeah.
You call him Jose.
That's Juan. I knew his damn name. I wanted to see if you catch it.
Right.
It's okay. Jesse's Mexican. You can say it.
Right. Yeah.
He's Mexican. I don't know. They all look the
The
same.
thing
not
is,
even
he's not even Mexican. Juan isn't Mexican. They just call him Juan.
His name's John.
I know this.
I know, but they don't.
I know.
No.
I've known him for.
So it's just like, yeah. I mean, we're doing the show to kind of just get out there. You know.
He plays Clash of Clans too.
You know. What?
He plays Clash of Clans.
Yeah,
He's got like 5
He
bases.
he does.
Yeah.
But
Go on, what was
Carnival
you
of
saying?
Chaos.
This happens.
Yeah,
at
the
the
I don't know if
Carnival
have you
one.
guys been to Carnival? It's out in
No.
Stanton at I think it's Valley Motocross.
Guys, this show, probably one of the best festivals I've ever been to. Just
because they've
people
never been
everywhere,
to DM3.
constant bands, just people having a good freaking
Yeah.
time.
Lots of tits.
Maybe no.
Lots of
I was
tits.
just gonna say maybe we should cover that, but I am scared of boobs.
You're scared of them?
Yes.
What?
Seriously?
They're only scary if they're
Ugh.
like 80.
Well, that's true too. No,
Or
Quit
under,
kicking your
hold on.
tits.
Or under 18. They're
Yes,
pretty scary.
Yeah.
those are the only scary
that's fair.
birds.
for dudes, yeah.
No, I mean I think you guys would love it. Like
See, I'm not really a boob guy. I'm a vagina guy.
See, he's still sticking to this.
Just saying.
Anyway,
Some of that
anyway, Carnival.
It's way better.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Last year we played.
It's all right.
That's why I married it.
Last year I think it was Whitechapel, Miss May I.
And Weekend
Weekend
Romans
was
was our
Romans.
night that we were with him.
Yep.
Oh.
They do kind of two different things. Like it's all metal and rock on one, and then a bunch of electronic EDM stuff on another.
Towards the night when people are like
Yeah.
partying.
Dude, I can't handle
It's
it, man.
fun.
I'm ready to
I
sleep.
can't
at that
handle
point.
especially if I'm like fucked up. Like I just like I'm like I want to puke, and then it's just like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, fuck.
Dude, it's
Seriously,
gonna die.
though, if you
Turn on the MSI. Turn it
free
off.
camping, man. So I mean,
Oh, really?
yeah, you can set up
That's
anywhere.
dope.
Nice.
It's awesome. I
yeah,
mean,
it really is a community. There was, I mean, the
So-
2 years we've done it, there's been no issues.
yeah, this will be our third year playing it, which is pretty.
And
cool.
when is that?
Carnival of Chaos.
Yeah. Seriously,
When,
look it
though?
up.
He said
Okay.
when.
Oh,
When is that?
The
July.
weekend of July 13th, 14th.
Hey, it's gonna be by my
12th,
birthday.
13th, 14th. Yeah.
It's a Thursday,
Okay.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, dude. Like we just really need to figure out a way to get kids back into local music and stuff.
This is definitely not for kids.
Right.
I'm glad you added that
No,
disclaimer.
you're
That's
being-
a, you know.
You're talking-
So it's not an all ages show.
I'm saying,
No.
like talking about community,
No, it is
like,
not.
talking about the community and stuff. Like I think that it's really important because instead of just a bunch of old dudes sitting around talking about, hey, remember this band from 10 years ago? Like,
What's that supposed to mean?
I like Issues. They're not that old. I like 21 Pilots.
so do I.
Alter Bridge.
No.
I feel like
Really?
people. I feel like people really.
Really?
With arms wide open. It's just the rest of the band without him.
That's which makes it way better.
Breaking Benjamin's better. But I will never say Nickelback is good.
No,
Never,
me either.
ever.
How
No.
could you? You'd have to be a total asshole.
There is a backstory to that, though.
Hey.
Maybe next time I'll tell you. Just remind me of the next time why Russ hates Nickelback so much, and I'll tell you why.
So there
He has
will.
no taste.
So you're saying there's a chance
So you're saying there's a chance.
there will be a next time.
I will never, ever. I'm right there with Russ. I will
Seriously,
never, ever.
have you
yeah.
like listened to all their music? And
Yeah,
you're like,
they're effing
oh,
horrible.
it's a cool thing to do because
No, every
their-
song
some of their
sounds the
songs
same.
are really no, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No,
Yes,
they
they do.
don't. On
Yeah.
the way home, I'm going.
I bet you could
destroy
put in
your little.
you could put in
your
one
mind.
song, and there's like 5 other songs that have the same fucking.
No.
guitar riff.
What?
You're
Oh, they
like-
all ripped off
They're
Nirvana.
gonna, they're gonna come back.
It's all
and then
tuned
Russ
in
is gonna
drop
be a
D, so-
Nickelback.
He's gonna wear a shirt
No,
with
I will
Nickelback on.
never like Nickelback.
Nope.
I will
Never,
never
ever.
like
All right,
Nickelback.
we're getting out of control here. But
Same as Kid Rock.
thank you
Yeah,
guys.
never.
Yeah, he's.
No. He would have been nothing without ICP. So
All right.
Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for
coming
having
to the
me.
show.
Hey, yeah,
This
thanks
was
for
a
having
ton
us,
of
man.
fun.
this is cool.
It's really great to have you. It's been really fun.
I don't know about these guys. I'd like to come back.
Well, if they don't want to, you just have your
Yeah,
fun.
You're more welcome to come back.
Let's do it.
You're gonna have the Dr. Rush show.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your own podcast.
I like the sound of that.
You would.
The wife actually has Russ Logic. That's the thing. She actually says it to people.
See?
See?
Even the dentist
And you could
knows.
bring her on for a special spot. Of,
And
you know,
she would talk up a storm.
see, there you go. Dr. Russ, this part of the podcast brought to you by Russ Logic.
Yes. If she's on here, like if she's listening, that'd be great. I really
Well, if
hope
she's
she
not
will.
listening live, you can always go back and watch these.
Yep.
All of our shows are archived back from the very beginning of time.
Very beginning.
Awesome
So-
sauce.
Yeah, so go check us out. Cura,
Period.
With the
period.
period.
I will
Yes.
share
CURA.
on
Please
the
do.
page. I will
Yes.
share.
We only got the one
The show.
practice song up there, but
It's okay.
yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. I mean, make sure you hook a subwoofer up, and then it sounds good.
Auto-tune
Yeah,
it,
I hear
you
my
know.
bass drums.
There will be more soon, and if you guys can make it out to a show, let us know.
Yeah, keep us
you heard
posted when
us
you guys are
here,
doing
and,
shows.
you know, we
And if
love to
anybody
meet new
listening is
people,
from
that's why
Bay
we do
City,
it.
It's like really, what else do you have going on with your life? You can't make it out to a local. show.
Seriously,
Yeah,
you're gonna
it's like-
be drinking somewhere.
What are you gonna hang out with your kids? You gonna hang out with your kids? You fucking loser! Like,
Yes.
And he says this and looks right at Tony like, you fucking loser.
Get fucked, nerd.
Yeah, fucking hoser.
Yeah, hey bud.
But yeah, go check them out. And don't forget to do all that dumb social media shit. You know, like us, comment, fucking favorite,
Yeah, tell us how much you hate Brad.
subscribe, Yeah.
Hit the notification bell.
Shit on Brad. We're gonna start a public forum.
He's actually into that.
shitonbrad.com.
You guys are gonna start something new for me.
Good. I need someone else to direct the hate mail. I get too much. My inbox is full.
He took too much.
Yeah, so go ahead, do all that social media shit. But most importantly, don't forget to tell your friends, tell your mom, and tell your grandma, and have a good night.